FBA Friday. We in the house. You know what time it is. Family, these are the current scenes on the Democratic plantation. They breaking down. They melting down. They crashing out. And all them little Karens and Pedros that they love so damn much is laughing at them. And everybody got one big question. What the hell happened to that wig? But we're going to find out right here, right now, today, because you're rocking with the Black Alpha Network, and we in the building, and they are straight out of Congress. Let's go to work. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.
Straight out of Congress. They out the building, but we in the building. And let me know where you at in this building. FBA roll call. Let's go to work. What do I see, family? I see Memphis is in the building in the place. St. Louis is in the building. Atlanta is in the building. Well represented. We got the north, the south, the east, the west is all up in here. Texas is in here. You already know. We got another Atlanta. We got Hartford, Connecticut. We got all of the people in the place that's representing full time. And you know it's certified time, and we on time, and we always win. And how do we always win, family? We always win by a knockout. Yes, indeed. Let's go. We got Louisville. We got Minneapolis. I see Kentucky's in the place. Detroit, Michigan. The 412's in here. Cincinnati's in the building. Another Texas. The 404. Baltimore's in here. KC Mo. Mississippi. The DMV. I see Denver. I see California. Virginia. One more time all the way back around. Florence is in here. Orlando's in here. Indianapolis is in here. OKC. Cali. Philly. North Carolina. South Carolina. Georgia. Both of them. You know it. There it is. I see Fresno, Omaha, and Brooklyn's in the building. And you know the certified 100s in here, and we are the best chat on the planet because FBA, we are the best lineage on the planet. Write that down. Family, this is what happens when we tell people that we delineating and we ain't playing. When we say we regulating and it's a wrap, everybody crashes out because of that. And you seen shield after shield after shield broken. You seen Democratic tool after tool after tool broken to the point where they all gonna disappear. Jasmine Ratchet, we can't find your lashes. They're gone. What happened to that wig? We can't find it. I heard that the wig right now is somewhere underneath a Greyhound because they done threw it under. And we told everybody, but we really about to tell it today. And if you love being petty, then you're going to love this broadcast. And if you're a Democratic shield and you listening and you mad at us, then you're going to really hate this broadcast. And if you hate it and we love it, then I love it because FBA always wins. Certified. Salute. Let's go to the streets, y'all. You know how we do over here. We going to the streets and I'm going to show everybody the scenes on the Democratic plantation. Here we go. Lock in with your boy, Black Alpha. I'm in here feeling real suited up. So we going to business. Let's go.
This is not America. This is not America. This is not America. Okay, I'm so upset. I cannot believe this is happening to our country. Y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, Governor Abbott. All y'all. Shame. Shame on you guys. This is ridiculous. You're going to do whatever you can to suppress folks. You already gerrymandered everything. You just got to make it worse. You just got to make it harder, huh? That's okay. I still fucking voted, you bastards.
I hate to say this shit, and it's very unfortunate, but I knew that Jasmine she wasn't gonna win. And here's why. Because she's a black woman. That's it.
This is not America! This is not America!
And I don't want to hear anybody else calling out black people, specifically black women, when it comes to the things happening in this country. And what's crazy about all of this is that when it was time to show up in solidarity around the Bad Bunny Bowl, we did it.
This is not America!
Same way you try to tell black people why we need to support these candidates because racists ain't going to vote for our candidate, it's the same way you need to go back to racists and tell them racist ass people that black people ain't going to stand for this bullshit. Y'all so quick to talk about a damn litmus test. This is the litmus test.
Stop! Ha ha, you mad. You said you still on the plantation? Fam, we done got rid of that plantation. They still over there with butter biscuits and ashes. That's it. Fam, and what the hell's in this woman's mouth? Y'all see why we ain't democratic shills? You see what that'll get you? You see what'll happen when you're a caping for all them peoples of color? This woman spitting, slobbering, slurring, slurping, everything you're doing is bad. Checkmate. Look at this, fam. They out there crying and upset because she says that this is not America.
Is the litmus test.
This is not America!
I gotta wipe my face in a minute. But I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm giving myself grace. I'm learning grace. Because as a black woman, we don't get that.
Stop. Hey, somebody in the chat said that last lady was looking like Beetlejuice. Oh, you brought your petty today. You brought your petty today. Fam, did the Democrats go and get them a Beetlejuice? You said Beetlejuice. Oh, you brought your petty. I like that. Let's go to work, fam. It only goes up from here.
This is not America!
I gotta wipe my face in a minute. But I'm gonna let myself feel it. I'm giving myself grace. I'm learning grace. Because as a black woman, we don't get that. But it's extremely hard to continue to feel like this. Michelle Obama said something. And she said, I would never run. Because y'all are not going to be ready for a black woman. And as somebody who continues to push, like, I have the degrees, I have all the accolades, I can do the job. And I continue to be disrespected. I see why. Because who wants to put themselves in that predicament for people who don't give a fuck? It's so hard. Why would I vote for James Tallarico, a white man, when I live in Harris County and we are the highest county for black maternal death rate?
Stop. But I'm saying, though, that same thing you talking about can it be applied to all 50 states? That ain't exclusive to your county. And what you mean, why would you vote for a W? I bet you would vote for Joe Biden. I bet you did vote for Joe Biden. I bet you did vote for Bill Clinton. I bet you would vote for any W who's a Democrat. Family, this is what you call the deranged Democratic syndrome. These folks are out there breaking down, melting down because it's deeper than just voting. This is plantation love. This is I love's massa. This is I love the Democratic Party more than I love my own family. Y'all look at these people and see why these people ain't like our people. And by the way, let me say this ahead of time. You don't represent black American women. I said it. Shout out to all my certified sisters. As a matter of fact, if I got my certified sisters in the chat, can I see some 100s light this MF'er up? Because I need to see all my sisters throw up them 100s and let it be known that black American women are not represented by the Democratic Party, the Republican Party, the Pinata Party. Black American women, my certified sisters, are about FBA, the lineage first. Checkmate.
What the fuck that white man gonna do for us? Not a damn thing. He doesn't understand the struggles it is to be a black woman here in Texas. He doesn't understand that. But instead, he was the safest choice for white people because they're not ready to fight. They're not understanding how serious this shit is. And so they picked the safer white option. And they've continued to do that all throughout history. And that is why America is not going to make it to 250 years.
Stop. The sisters is in the chat. The sisters ain't agreeing with you, Democratic lady. The sisters is saying you don't represent them. The real grassroots FBA sisters have spoken, and they don't want none of this. What you mean America's not going to make it to 250? Like, it's right around the corner. Hello? What's going to happen? This is what happens when you allow W liberals to control your thoughts. You start talking like this. Her math is wrong. Her numbers are wrong. Her look is wrong. Her thoughts is wrong. Everything is wrong.
They're not going to make it past 250 years because you keep playing the game safely when the game is not meant to be played safely. It's meant for soldiers, and you picked a bitch.
It's meant for soldiers? Fam, do these Democrats think that they some type of riders? What you ride to? The Democratic plantation and vote blue blindly? What you ride for? What do you ride for? No tangibles? No nothing? You get the hell up out of here.
I will not be voting for James Tallarico. I am good on it. I will not be picking another white man to represent me when they know nothing about the struggles that we face in this motherfucking city.
This is not America! This is not America!
And I'm not sure if you are a human, if we are counting. But hey, if you are counting, then you see FBA's up, everybody else down, and we run it all. Man, what an explosive opening. Man, I feel good to have my certifieds in here. When they out there glitching, family, foundational Black Americans is getting it. You seen Jasmine Crockett get broke. And she got broke the same way Kamala got broke, the same way Obama got broke. And there seems to be this pattern of all of them getting broke. I want to send a special shout out to all the Democratic shills. How does it feel to be on a plantation where nobody takes you serious? Where everybody that you try to get on the plantation certifies, we laughing at you. It's got to be a terrible thing, right? All that caping for Latinos, and what did it get Jasmine Ratchet? What did it get her? Nothing. Crying, upset, broke down, crashing out. Everybody knew exactly what we knew. They just didn't want to say it. But you know, FBA is always the realest ones in the house. Family, look right here at your screen. They are laughing at them. Fam, they are literally laughing at these people. How in the hell are you getting laughed at by the people that you wanted us to go out on the front lines and put our family's future at jeopardy for? Are you kidding me? Remember this, family. They came for that man right there, right? He laughing. They came for that woman right there, right? She laughing. How come everybody's laughing at the Democrats when the Democrats been out here trying to tell Black Americans that we are all one big coalition, which we say is a no-alition? Everybody's watching them be made a fool, and Black Americans are on the front line of all of it. I love it, and you got to feel it, and I'm feeling the energy, y'all. I seen a massive thing happen with this whole Democratic situation. What we're seeing now, family, if people didn't already register it before, what you're seeing now is the absolute 110%. The Democratic shields are over. You're starting to see the end of the Black Democrat, because now they have all been rendered useless. All the money that they spent on these people to what? Lose elections? To what? Get us not to vote? That's all coming back for them. And everybody's going to watch it, and I'm watching it, and we loving it. But in order to see this, you got to know where we came from. See, this individual right here was running around talking all that sister girl act, disrespecting our Black American heritage by pretending to be somebody that she ain't. And family, if you want to see all the different looks and all the different faces of Jasmine Crockett, look at your screen, family, and tell me, was this woman ever down? And is this woman really a Black American? What's done in the dark comes to light.
What they are fearful of is my authenticity, because it rings true with every single American. You know, no one could have told me that when I went down to Austin, now it looks like a little bit over a year ago, that I would be running for Congress.
Maybe because these people, they are crazy, because they always talk about how Christian they is. Yeah, I don't know how many of them on that side are getting divorced because they getting caught up sleeping with their co-workers, staffers, interns, all the things.
On campus mailbox.
Fam, don't this sound like you better thank a union member? You better thank a union member for vacation time. The Democrats keep sending us these fake want-to-be Black American women. And real Black American women, real Black American men, and the real Black American lineage are returning their ass back to sender. Let it be known, brothers and sisters, the days of the Democratic shield have come to an abrupt end. And you can thank FBA and the grassroots for it. Let's go.
And at that time, my school hired the Cochran firm. And there was a lawyer who graduated from University of Houston who was assigned to me.
You're not. We done picking cotton. We are. You can't pay us enough to find a plantation.
I want the American people to know that when you stand up to a bully, you win. Do not back down. Do not bend.
And I'm going to be the first one. You and your little friend off of Twitter. Y'all about to find out, all right?
But at the end of the day, I am who I am, and I am authentic.
Oh, no.
What they are fearful.
No. The only people who found out was your political party. Since we're talking about finding out, what did they find out? They found out that Black Americans are independent. We ain't dancing on nobody's plantation. We ain't voting blue no matter who. And beyond all of that, family, we ain't a part of no damn coalition. Let's talk about how we got here with Jasmine Crockett. When you look at Jasmine Crockett, all you see are policies for Latinos, for Starburst, Skittles bag, fruit by the foot, fruit roll up, everybody other than Black Americans. And when certified Black Americans called it out, all they would do is say, y'all's being xenophobic. Y'all being a hate group. Family, do you see the first massive major casualty of people who are trying to put the xenophobic hate group label on us? Do you see that the same hate that they try to put off on us is the same hate that got their asses canceled? And when I say the hate that got them canceled, I'm talking about how the Latinos pulled up for the W guy and that canceled and fired Jasmine Crockett. Her career is over because of delineation. Her career is also over because of the Black and brown coalition. You was out there caping for them folks, wasn't you? But Pedro said he ain't rocking with you. The delusion that they've been running around here talking about, the delusion that they've been running around here speaking, now has come to a head. If they don't believe me, let's go on over to the taco truck community. The taco truck community left a very, very clear message for Jasmine Crockett, and I'm going to play it. So from me to you, from the taco truck to the ratchet, let's show y'all what Mr. Pedro and Mrs. Martinez are saying about Jasmine Crockett.
I want to say this. Jasmine Crockett lost to a Mexican. I just want to say this. Jasmine Crockett lost to a Mexican.
Are you sad that Jasmine Crockett's not in the Senate anymore?
Jasmine? She doesn't exist to me. Jasmine? She doesn't exist to me. Jasmine? She doesn't exist to me.
She doesn't exist to me. And by the way, family, I think that is Miss Wong Fu Chan. I don't think that is Mrs. Pedro. That's Wong Fu Chan right there. So Dzam, even they throwing you under the bus?
Jasmine Crockett said that Latinos have a slave mentality.
It's astonishing to me the amount of racism and xenophobia towards Latinos that I've seen from Jasmine Crockett supporters. Like, it's actually correct.
Oh, wait a minute. This is Mrs. Pedro Gonzalez, and she said she's seen a bunch of racism and xenophobia, not from FBA, not from Certified Black Society. She said that she sees a bunch of racism and xenophobia coming from Jasmine Crockett supporters. Hold up, freeze. Family, did they just use the same tactics of xenophobia and hate against the Democrats that the Democrats use against us? Do we got them fighting each other? Now are they pointing the finger left and right? Because I'm looking at it in Mrs. Taco Truck. I'm sorry, that might be Mrs. Burrito Truck. Mrs. Tamale Truck. Mrs. Belgrande Truck, she just said that Jasmine Crockett supporters are being racist and xenophobic. Damn. So it ain't just us people try to put that tag on. It's also the Democratic Party. You know the difference though? Certified Foundational Black Americans don't give a fuck. But I bet they do. Look at this, fam. All that caping, and now they telling you are being xenophobic, Jasmine.
That I've seen from Jasmine Crockett supporters. Like, it's actually crazy. And I think this is why our country is the way it is. There's no unity at all whatsoever. People are painting it as if it was Harris versus Trump again, when that just wasn't it. That was not the reality. They were both great candidates. Both were qualified. And it just the absolutely horrible things that I've seen, specifically Black people say about Latinos, excusing ICE, saying like, is ICE still hiring? And specifically Black people, absolutely horrible things that I've seen, specifically Black people say about Latinos, excusing ICE.
Excusing ICE? The majority of ICE agents are from your community. But I want y'all to notice a beautiful thing. Notice how Mrs. Ramirez is talking about Black people didn't support the Latino community, but yet Mrs. Jasmine Crockett threw the Black community under the bus for the Latinos, and in return, they throwing her right along with it. Fam, it's over. There ain't no Black and Browns coalition. There ain't no people of color. And apparently, there ain't no Jasmine Crockett career no more. All in 4 days.
Saying, like, is ICE still hiring? Like, POC unity is such a joke. It will always be a joke. They will always keep us separated. And Texas is never going to turn blue. Apparently, we're just going to stay in this forever, because if your candidate doesn't win, then it's fuck everything up.
Oh no. Oh no. What do you mean? Jasmine not going to Congress for Texas? Oh, Crockett. The girl can only dream. Listen, Jasmine, what was that one quote that you said? Let me think. Oh, yeah. We done picking cotton. You can't pay us enough to go find a plantation. Yeah, you remember that. I remember that. How could I forget? See, 6.5 million Hispanic voters in Texas, which is like the majority of the electoral vote here in the state. And you mean to tell me that you think that we're still picking cotton? Hell no, girl. Hell.
What? Picking cotton? What? Fam, she know damn well she picking tamales. Stop playing, and you're still picking tamales today. But do y'all see how that picking cotton comment that Jasmine was trying to use to scare Black folks ended up making the Latinos turn on her? Oh, family, they fighting every which way. There's a hell of a lot of dysfunction going on.
And that's why you lost. Because you're fucking racist. I'm gonna tell you something real quick. If you would have pitched that in 2002, 2001, you probably could have gotten like a good drift. However, that was people in the past. Those kids that I grew up with that were chasing a field every summer, every spring with their parents, moving school to school because they had to go pick fruit with their parents, are now grown up. And guess what? Do you think that they're gonna go back to picking fields when they have a citizenship? No. As a matter of fact, they're not even looking to vote for blue people with blue policies that put their parents in fields. Fuck no. Some of them are real estate investors, business owners. They're passing down generational wealth. And you think that they're picking cotton. You out of your goddamn mind. I'm going to remind you real quick. The majority of the Latino voters for Trump here in Texas live in the southern border. You know what happened in the southern border? No. Why? Because neither you nor Kamala have the balls to go down there. I'm going to tell you what happened. Along the Texas border.
Stop. Fam, this looks like what we've been saying for a hell of a long time, don't it? I don't see these Latinos loving the Democratic Party as much as the Democrats tell us. See, let's go there. We're going all the way in right now. The Democrats are over with, and I'm going to tell you why they over with. See, the Democrats always had a benign neglect policy towards foundational Black Americans. They would always use the brutality and the travesties in which we face so they could get votes. Soon as FBA and the grassroots, the FBA Renaissance, the reparations generation, and the Certified 100 showed up, we said, we done with that party. It's a wrap. And now everybody's looking at that party saying, well, who they gonna go for? Everybody thought the Latinos was gonna turn and start voting, but let's make it clear, fam. Latinos come over here and they identify with the Republican tactic of white supremacy. They don't ideally go along with the version of supremacy that the Democrats do. Because in their homeland, they don't play those games of we're going to pretend to like Black people. Everybody knows it. Ain't nobody wanting to say it, but we gonna say it right now. Who the hell do the Democrats have? Isn't it funny? The same group that they try to replace black people with is the same group that's voting Republican and replacing them. You see, family, how you gonna go get a bunch of third world people from Latin America and think that they're gonna come over here and vote Democrat? They don't play them games. They came over here and they said they want to be with Trump. Notice, fam, you don't ever hear Latinos for Kamala, Latinos for Jasmine Crockett. You didn't hear Latinos for Barack Obama. You only hear Latinos for Trump because Latinos, they identify with that lily white form of supremacy. They want to be more like a Megyn Kelly. They want to be like a Bill O'Reilly, a Sean Hannity, a Donald Trump. They like that version. This little version that the Democrats play, where everybody comes over here and they want to try to fool black people. They don't have to try to fool the darker complected people in their homeland. All the third world countries and their tactics of supremacy, they mimic what the Republicans do. So the first thing they do when they come over here, since, you know, they think that they're the dark white community, they want to be next to the light white community. And that's the marriage that you're seeing. The light white, Donald Trump, the dark white, Mr. Pedro. Mr. Pedro wants to be like Donald Trump. Because remember, y'all, they don't think that they're people of color. Hell no. They don't think they're black and brown. Hell no. When was the last time you heard a Latino refer to themselves as anything brown? They don't talk about being brown. They would much prefer you call them the dark white community. And the Democrats been trying to turn the dark white community into the liberal vote blue community. But they found out that they don't want nothing to do with that. They'd much rather be a part of MAGA. So you're seeing Latino MAGA. And wait until J.D. Vance runs. And he's probably going to run with Marco Rubio. So the question becomes, who the hell you going to turn to, Democrats? You can't turn to black Americans. We delineated, separated, regulated. You can't turn to the dark white MAGA. That's the new one, fam. Dark white MAGA. When dark white MAGA says they want to be Republicans, black Americans have delineated. Now all the Democratic shills, they get the same fate as Jasmine Crockett. Fired. Check it out. Even further, watch her explain to you how she ain't rocking with their party.
Poverty levels are sky high as it is. When you import a bunch of riffraff from third world countries and they end up in those southern border towns, they strain the resources.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Did she just say riffraffs from third world countries? Look how she talking about her own people. Fam, she's talking about her own people. I told y'all. You were trying to unite a bunch of people who cannot stand their own homeland. They cannot stand anybody with color. They cannot stand black people. They are trying to turn the dark white community into the real white community. And they finding out the hard way. They would much rather be Republicans.
For those people. Those people can't even survive. And then you're bringing in all this fucking riffraff with a CBP1 app Ticketmaster to the United States and you leave them there. That's why our governor had to ship all those fucking people out. And then y'all complain, oh, you were shipping on. Yeah, because you guys brought them here. You blue people brought them here to Texas and the southern towns were suffering. Not only that, but there was violence across the border in Tamaulipas, in Reynosa, all those cartels fighting to bring all those people over here. Why? Because they were profiting billions of dollars. And your ass still thinks that we're picking cotton? Take that. No Congress for Jasmine. As a matter of fact, why don't you go run for Missouri? What did you do in Missouri that they don't want you to run for them? Oh, I know. Exactly. Because people in Missouri see right through your bullshit. And so do we in Texas. Keeping Texas red.
I want to say this.
Damn. Family, what's done in the dark comes to light. And everybody who thinks that they're dark white will come to light. So family, you see that everybody now is saying the same thing that we've been saying. Family, notice everybody's talking about how the Latinos want to be a part of the white community. Black Americans been saying that. That's why we delineate, separate, and regulate. Now everybody's saying that they would much rather vote for a white guy than a black person. Black Americans have been saying that. You see how delineation was right the whole damn time? Do you see why everybody who was trying to deny delineation is terrified and they scared and they're the laughing stock? They all now are seeing what we've been telling them with delineation. So when I tell people FBA is always correct, that's exactly what I mean. FBA is always correct. And we have been so right, family, that these individuals are taking flight. And when I say they're taking flight, what do I mean by that? You're seeing a mass exodus from the Democratic Party. Nobody wants to be a part of that party no more. Nobody does. And family, they've been dished out the biggest form of ABK. And ABK comes a knocking. And one of the biggest things that occurred, y'all remember when Kamala Harris popped up just a few days ago? And Kamala Harris said, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and endorse Jasmine Crockett. That looked a hell of a lot like when Barack Obama came out after 5 weeks and he endorsed Kamala Harris. But what do you see in return, family? They don't want to stand next to each other. FBA has made the block so hot that none of the Democrats want to stand next to each other because they don't know what the future entails. They don't know what it holds in the future. It's not supposed to be this way, brothers and sisters. You're still supposed to have Mammy Luther King, Stacey Abrams. She ain't never did nothing. You're still supposed to have Barack Obama. He ain't did nothing. Kamala Harris is supposed to be the president right now, letting in another 30 million illegals. And her ass is somewhere right now in India, hitting a damn bottle, getting drunk as a skunk. And then Jasmine Crockett was supposed to be in right now, but Jasmine Crockett got her wig under the bus and her eyelashes are spinning around on somebody's chandelier. Family, it's a bad day to be a Democrat. And I'm going to tell you why it gets even worse. Y'all remember when they was loving on her? Y'all remember when all of the matter of fact, let me say this, fam. All the dusty, musty, and always rusty tethers were out here, and those tethers were speaking crazy. Remember them tethers were saying, we going to have us Kamala, we going to have us Joe Biden, the damn borders is going to be open, y'all going to be in for trouble. Well, let me tell you how quick they turned. Family, it wasn't just the Latinos who turned on her. It was also the W liberals that flipped on her. I'm going to show y'all all of them W liberals. Y'all look at your screen right here. Family, this is what ended up happening soon as she lost. Do you see any remorse from the W liberals? Or did they say, tool has been broken?
As I've said for the past month, James Tallarico was a better candidate. He ran a better campaign, and he won tonight. Great job, Texas. Do not mess this up in November. You have a once-in-a-lifetime candidate on your hands and an opportunity to flip a Senate seat. Props to Jasmine Crockett in that campaign. She worked vigorously. She worked hard. She is going to go on to do bigger and better things, I am sure. There's a Senate seat up. She can beat Ted Cruz in a couple of years, but this is James Tallarico's time.
Jasmine Crockett has lost to James Tallarico. And I'm tired of this narrative of James is racist and anybody that supports him is. Because of the color of your skin or your gender made you a good politician by proxy, then Nancy Pelosi and Hakeem Jeffries should be good people, but they're not. Jasmine takes PAC money. Jasmine said Israel today, Israel tomorrow, Israel forever. As you watch what's going on in the world, that's something you want to be attached to.
Whoa! What happened to them sending out Jasmine Crockett and Al Green and Joyless Reed? What happened to them sending out all their crash test dummies, fam? Do you see what Malcolm X was telling us? Do you see what Malcolm X told us in the 1960s? Oh, no, I need to see y'all face hold up. You see how quick they disposed of her? Family, have you seen any W liberals come out to her defense? Or has it been on to the next one? They jumped on this W guy and they said, hey, we got who we want. Remember, y'all, soon as Donald Trump became president, you quit seeing Elizabeth Warren, Chuck Schumer, they disappeared. Who did you see in return, fam? Jasmine Crockett everywhere, running her mouth. She was sent out there to be an attack dog because she's been a lap dog for the Democrats. Soon as she loses, gone. Nobody wants to stand next to her. Nobody. Family, let this be a lesson for everybody who was doubting it. Foundational Black Americans, all of us, all 2K plus in the chat, we knew what they were going to do to her because we seen them do it all the time. It's called a tool being broken. And when you see a broken tool, you leave it where you found it. And we see her now. We found her under the bus. They got rid of her quick. Fam, it wasn't even 24 hours yet. She just had on one goddamn eyelash. It was just hanging on by a thread. and they already gave her her pink slip. You know why? It's because the Democratic shields now are disposable, and we did that. All across this broadcast family, you're going to hear FBA did that, FBA did that, FBA did that. We made them disposable. Because remember, if you don't like a Democratic shield, don't vote for the Democrats, and Democratic shields will all get fired. They are not assets. They are liabilities. Furthermore, look at this, fam. Oh, they go in. You think this was just good. Watch the rest, fam. They about to light her ass up.
So for real right now, Tallarico pulled out the young vote just like Mamdani did. People from all walks, all colors, all faiths voted for Tallarico. Jasmine ran one of the most divisive shit campaigns that I've ever seen in my life.
What? Fam, this is not a Republican. This is a liberal. This is a Democrat. This sounds like it's coming from MAGA. Family, does this not sound like it's MAGA? This would make you think it's a Donald Trump supporter. Let's keep talking about divisive, a bad campaign, everything other than they ain't want her. Listen to it, fam. This ain't MAGA. This ain't a Donald Trump supporter. Watch it.
Colors, all faiths voted for Tallarico. Jasmine ran one of the most divisive shit campaigns that I've ever seen in my life. I've never seen a Democratic primary made about race. We had to vote for Jasmine because she was black.
Damn!
What are you going to do for me as a politician?
Tell me more. Tell me how you feel, Mr. W. Liberal. Oh, family, on this broadcast, we're exposing the Democratic shields. We're exposing the W liberals. We're exposing the blacks and browns, the dark white, the taco truck, the tamale picker. Everybody getting exposed today because FBA done entered the chat. And apparently, we're about 2.2 thousand deep up in here. And we only been on for about 30 minutes.
You're not owed anything in politics. You need to win people over. And Jasmine's overwhelming message was, vote for me based off the color of my skin, not my actions in office. That's great. She took on Marjorie Taylor Greene in some hearings. Great. She also took on
Stop. Y'all remember how much they was loving her when she went after that Margaret girl lady thing, whatever the hell it is? Remember all that, fam? How many of you guys remember all that big back, butch, whatever? That's what made her famous. I ain't know who the F of Jasmine Crockett was. How many of y'all even knew who the hell she was? Number one activist. You damn right. Yes, the hell I am. And I got my certified family in here, so you know we about to turn up. Yes. Family, how many of y'all even knew who Jasmine Crockett was? Did you even know who she was? I didn't even know. Fam, I didn't know who a Jasmine Crockett was until she said that. Because she got her orders to go out there and pretend to be a black American, because I'm questioning that lineage. Okay, fam? When your wig is crooked at a 45-degree angle and I cannot see your hairline, I'm not going to give you that. You're going to be a tether until further notice. They said, go ahead out there, be ratchet, act out every single stereotype and say all these crazy things. You didn't know. Nobody knew who she was. They said, go out there and be a stereotype so maybe you can get the black folks. You know what she was, fam? She was one of them what's up dogs. She was one of them G-dog on the fly tip, flossing with the posse, cutting at the crib. Money talks if you know what I'm talking about. That's what she was. And they pushed her out there. Remember, fam? They was applauding her. They was like, oh my God, we finally got somebody that can match MAGA. The Democratic liberals, like that guy right there, they only use blackface or melanated Democrats as attack dogs. And then once they get attacked, they go back to that supremacist drawing board with their supremacist relative, the Republican. They eat them some unseasoned food and they talk about how they just broke another tool. You see what happens, family, when you dance around with the system of supremacy? You F around and you find out the hard way.
Crypto PAC money after she said she hated it when she was running for Congress. She took money from Mark Andreessen and the Winklevoss twins. Tallarico's not perfect. Got my own problems with him. Jasmine was by far the worst candidate.
People are not going to vote for Democrats whose only...
One more time.
Jasmine was by far the worst candidate.
People are not going to vote for Democrats whose only policy issue is not being Trump. Your stance cannot be Trump is bad. You cannot be a soundbite politician who has snappy comebacks to Trump.
As I said,
there you go. There it is. Family, we in the house. Boy, that turned pretty quick, didn't it? That didn't turn out the way that they told us it was. I want everybody to understand and notice everybody you seen right there dogging her, calling her divisive, saying she's racist, throwing her under the bus. Them were the same people that they were telling us that we need to go vote to help. That last lady I just showed y'all, that woman right there, that was the Renee lady who got pop. Fam, let me tell y'all this now. I'm going to connect some dots. Y'all look at your screen. That right there, that's Alex Petrie. You know, the guy who got unalived by ICE. Y'all look at your screen right there. That's the Renee Good lady. You know, the one who got papped and unalived by ICE. These are the same people that they told us that we need to go vote for and go help them and assist them. And family, they're not talking too damn good. So maybe we were correct when we said they not like us and we ain't supporting them. And you damn sure aren't going to see any foundational Black Americans pull up to the scene with a gangster lean for none of them people. This is what happens with these individuals. They will throw you under the bus ASAP because the only job is to be a political shield and to do what the W wants you to do. That is it. That is all. And we've been knew it. So everybody's out there crashing. I'm talking about right now, fam. I seen Roland Martin. Roland Martin's out there. I'm talking about sweating chicken grease all over the place. Cholesterol done shot up to the goddamn roof. Fam, they're all upset because what's done in the dark comes to light, and Latinos think that they're dark white. Bars. And I got some more bars for you, family. But these right here, a little different, okay? I need y'all to bear with me on this one. I'm about to do one of my Black Alpha exclusives. Y'all see the way they were just talking about Jasmine Crockett? Very bad, right? That didn't sound like a friend, did it? Did that sound like a coalition? Did that sound like people who got your back? Did that sound like people who gonna ride for you? Or did that really sound like people who are throwing your ass under the bus quick, fast, in a hurry? Well, family, if you thought that was bad, let me rewind time to just a mere year ago. We can go back just a year ago, family, and I'm going to show y'all how they were talking about her then. This is how fast things move in the system of supremacy, especially when tools are getting broken. Yep, all that good stuff. Watch this right here, family. I'm going to show my brothers and sisters right now. All of that anti-Black talk that they talking, this time a year ago, they was out here and they had bars for her. They were singing songs for her. How many of you guys remember this? Just a year ago, them same W liberals, they were doing this for her.
Sworn into Congress in 23. Breathe new life in the Dem Party. Standing for rights. Picking some fights with the bleached blonde, bad-built butch body. Jasmine Crockett, queen of the great clapbacks. It wasn't long until she gained rapport, holding her own on the Congress floor.
What the hell? What the hell is this? Y'all see? They were singing songs for her just a year ago. They was out there doing the Mayo spirituals, fam. Fam, is this sinners? Are they pick Robin clean? Is this pick poor Robin clean? This is real Remick right now, y'all. They trying to sing their way in to the juke joint. They trying to dance their way in. This doesn't sound like the last Mayo guy from 2 days ago who called her racist. But they don't say that when you doing all their dirty work. She out there singing the damn sinner song.
23. Breathe new life in the Dem Party. Standing for rights. Picking some fights with the bleached blonde, bad-built butch body. Jasmine Crockett, queen of the great clapbacks. It wasn't long until she gained rapport, holding her own on the Congress floor, taking a stand against the hand of an oligarchy right at our door. Jasmine Crockett.
Mayo, shut the fuck up. Let's go.
Jasmine Crockett finally responded to Nancy Mace for challenging her to step outside, and it was absolutely beautiful.
Y'all, this woman right here, not only is she an icon in the making.
An icon! How you go from an icon to dismissive? How you go from an icon to a racist? How you go from an icon to we glad you lost? Or maybe they felt this way the whole time and they thought it was good when she was going to be their attack dog.
She She is my new personal hero, Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. And shame on me for not knowing who she was until after she ate at the last House Committee meeting.
She ate? Listen to him, fam. Did I not just tell y'all they on some G-Dog on the fly tip? Boy, this is what it was when she ate. She was like, what's up, sister? Go, dog. Listen to him, fam. See, FBA, we don't play this. We know how it go. It be them Democrats be like, woo, massa, tell us more. We know when somebody's trying to talk like us to try to behoove us. They over there with the pom-poms out.
Congresswoman Jasmine Crockett. And shame on me for not knowing who she was until after she ate at the last House Committee meeting. But not only did she stand up to and call out this bridge troll, she has done nothing but stand her damn ground and remind everyone that she ain't the one for what she believes, what she fights for.
She ain't the one. She ate. Y'all hear this now.
In addition to the fact that she ain't taking no shit, that makes her a hero in my book. This bully buster bad bee is exactly the energy that so many of us have been waiting for. What I truly believe makes her a hero is the sheer amount of women from very diverse walks of life and see themselves in her.
All I am saying is Jasmine Crockett is my hero. Oh my God.
Here come the starburst. Fam, where were these people when it came down to voting? Where they at, dog?
When she said bleach blonde, bleach blonde, bad built, butch body, Marjorie Taylor Greene, I lost it. And you can just see her colleagues just like smirking. Oh my God, chef's kiss.
Sworn into Congress in 23.
Another one? I mean, a real big one? Fam, how in the hell you go from the first lady to this beluga? Damn, another song.
Breathe new life in the dim party. Standing for rights. Picking some fights with the bleached blonde, bad built butch body.
Beluga, what's for dinner? Be quiet.
Jasmine Crockett, queen of the great clapbacks.
If I see a Jasmine Crockett video, I'm listening. I'm right here. I'm sat. However long she's talking, 2 times speed? No. I'm sitting and I'm soaking in. When I tell you that woman knows how to like pack in a message, she speaks for like 2 minutes and I just learned like 10 new things.
There you go, family. And guess who didn't learn anything? We didn't learn anything because we already knew everything. There you go, fam. That was just a year ago. They had TikTok songs. They brought out the beluga. They got the Brussels sprouts. That was the Brussels sprout beluga. Goddamn. And they were singing Mayo spirituals. And then somehow that turned into she's divisive. You know why? It's because they never rock with you in the first place. And Black American Certified's been telling y'all, man, listen, fam, you know how they say not all of us is going to make it. I've updated that. Y'all know how my update goes. It's not nobody's going to make it. It's that your ass ain't get an invitation. See, when you tell somebody they not going to make it, that means like we invited them. They're not invited. Y'all want to dance on that Democratic plantation for the rest of your life? Have fun. Do it. Have at it. We're going to be over here certified handling business. And we ain't giving a damn about none of that. I see you on the chat. Yeah, somebody said free Becky. That was the Becky Brussels sprouts beluga. And she was still singing. But family, that's what we be talking about. These ain't nothing but some bums. Democratic shield bums. And will always be that way because they love the Democrats more than they love anything, including themselves. And Certified's been calling them out. And who's right and who's wrong? If you keep in count, we up. They crashing. So when you see people crashing in the way that they doing, it is what it is, and it is what it will always be. And family, that ain't the end of it. Oh, no, family. We're going to go even further today because I told you I was bringing extra petty. Yeah, the extra petty done entered the building. And it's so much, family, when we talk about these individuals. This is why foundational Black Americans never rocked with Jasmine Crockett. Let's make that clear. Artificial support from the Black community will never get you any type of success. If it isn't genuine, if it isn't organic, if it isn't natural, then it isn't us. And you cannot manufacture synthetic pride. Look at this right here, fam. This is what we mean about this person. How many of y'all remember this little interview where she was running her mouth? And watch what she says, and it ain't what we say. Watch this.
The numbers just yet. That doesn't mean that we don't have fight left in our bodies. And so I am going to fight him every step of the way until we get what we deserve, because it was my ancestors that built this motherfucker. Okay, I'm done now. Because the Supreme Court has paved the way for half the stuff that we see that's going on. Listen, Donald Trump is a piece of shit. Okay, we know that. Yes, yes, he is. He is. He is. But in a functioning democracy, he still would not be able to get away with this. I talk to black folk all the time as somebody that's a child of a preacher. Listen, most black people are not Republicans simply because we just is like, y'all racist. I can't hang out with the KKK in there.
And what about Joe Biden in his eulogy for that KKK? See, fam, this woman's not us, fam. This woman is not us. Nope, never, not all. Y'all right? Live is chatting the world right here. Hell no, this woman ain't us.
That's really what it is. But when we think about who we are as black people and we think about where we come from, most black people have very conservative values, right? But the reality is that, like, we just can't side with like the neo-Nazis in them. We not dealing with y'all like that, right? I talk that while we may not have the numbers just yet, that doesn't mean that we don't have fight left in our bodies. And so I am going to fight him every step of the way until we get what we deserve, because it was my ancestors that built this motherfucker.
Stop. Family, if you ever wanted to know whether this woman was a black American or not, there you go. We don't reference our ancestors as MFers. We don't do that. No, we do not do that. Fam, I've never heard nobody say, I'm about to go get some reparations because my ancestors, them beeps. I never heard that before. Because you know my beep ancestors built this beep country. That right there sounds like somebody who's a non-foundational black American, whether you got a parent or both parents. Either you are a first generation, a second generation, or you're a flea bee. That don't sound like black Americans. We don't do that. We don't never say nothing along the lines of MFers. Matter of fact, y'all know we can't even cuss around a lot of our parents and grandparents. Damn sure ain't doing it about our ancestors that paved the way. We show respect, absolute respect. And that ain't respectful. And by the way, what you mean talking about build this country? How come none of your policies reflected that? How come all your policies are policies that are brought to you by people who do not respect us building this country? That shows you, family, exactly who we're dealing with. That shows you exactly what we're saying. That shows you exactly the type of time that black Americans who are certified have always been on. But let me take it a step further, family. I'm going to take it a step further. You got a hell of a lot of people throwing her under the bus. Y'all remember all those Puerto Ricanos just from a few days ago with the whole Bad Bunny thing? Let me show y'all. Do you know now you got Puerto Ricans who are saying they're black Americans? I'm not lying. I'm not lying, brothers and sisters. Nope. They're throwing Jasmine Crockett under the bus, the Puerto Ricans. And at the same time, they're saying that they are black Americans. Watch this right here, family. Oh, y'all gonna love this. I almost fell out my seat when I seen it. And I said, I can't wait till the certifieds check this one out. Watch this Julio Romero and watch how he says he's a black American. Watch this. Here we go. Somebody said, you can talk about Latino, but you don't navigate life in the USA as a black American descendant of slaves of the USA. It's not the same. So let's at least acknowledge and respect that. Watch him say he is a black American.
The internet. What are you talking about? The shit you people say on the internet is one of the most insane things I have ever seen in my entire life. I am a black American with descendants from Africa. I am a black American with descendants from Africa. I am a black American with descendants from Africa.
What? Family, this is why we delineate and we don't deal with these people. Now he's saying he's a black American with descendants from Africa. Fam, he got it all effed up. He got life effed up.
With descendants from Africa. I am a black American with descendants from Africa. that came from the slave trade in the Americas through Puerto Rico and into the United States. The difference between Puerto Ricans that are black and black people that are black in the United States of America is a boat stop. Do you people not understand your history, that the vast majority of Puerto Ricans have descendants of slavery from Africa? This is like basic shit.
Stop. That's why we don't use that loose term, family. American descendants of slavery, which is really American Democrats of slavery. We don't use that term because these people will start popping up and saying, well, hey, I'm a descendant of slavery too. I'm a descendant of slaves. Don't that make me a DOS? Oh yeah, get real, y'all. He goes even further.
And it's been like that forever. Literally over 40,000 slaves were traded from Puerto Rico into the Americas, and many of them landed in the United States. I am as black as you.
What?
This is wild to me that a lot of you think that Puerto Ricans are Latino and not black. Where do you think the term Afro-Latino comes from?
Stop! Stop! This man just said he black like us because he's a descendant of slaves. This is why you got to go on lineage and not just a descendant of a slave. No. That opens the door to all of these Rodriguezes. Rodriguezes like to walk through that damn door. I want y'all to see what the Democrats have created, y'all. And this is why you need to rejoice in Jasmine Crockett getting broken, because they cracked this door, making these people think that they are us.
You think we were just bored and we invented that shit? I want you to tell me where that man came from, if it was not straight from the slave trade in Africa. I mean, I really want to fucking know. Lady, I can do whatever the fuck I want. I'm black. But listen, here's the thing. You don't have to vote for Tellerico. You don't have to support him. You don't have to support. If you see a white candidate that you don't like and you think that you lost something because Jasmine Crockett didn't win, then don't vote. You don't have to vote. But you also have to understand that if the Democrats lose the election, the people that are going to win are going to be searching for your ass and my ass as a black person, as a Latino, everywhere. And there will be no peace for us.
Stop. There you go. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Tell me y'all seen and heard all of that. Listen to what you just heard, brothers and sisters. Witness what you just seen, brothers and sisters. You got a Puerto Rican man who kept trying to reiterate that he's a black man. Y'all notice how many times he kept saying that? I'm black, I'm black, I'm black. He kept trying to push that he's black. He's a descendant of slaves. And then he tried to flip it and say, because remember, if y'all don't go vote for another candidate, then the W's is going to come get all of us. Then he ended with the whole black Americans are going to get deported. This is the energy, the environment, and the climate that the Democrats have created with these invisible organizations. You got to remember, every time they try to get us to believe that we're people of color, they're also allowing the people of color to claim our identity. The new term that I came up with, fam, is that these people are ancestral kidnappers. And I want you to use that term. Doesn't these tethers have the same signs as a kidnapper? They stalk. They're always in your business. They're always watching. They're always looking. And they have some obsession with our ancestors the same way that a kidnapper has an obsession with children. These are ancestral kidnappers. And they want nothing more than to kidnap the legacy, the life, the justice claims that we have. They want to take everything that we've created and try to build off of that. That man is sitting there saying he's a black man. And remember, if you're a Democrat, that's the Democrats' policy. On paper, the Democrats support all these ancestral kidnappers. Family, the people come here from Africa, they're ancestral kidnappers. The Mexicans, ancestral kidnappers. All the Latinos, ancestral kidnappers. They're all obsessed with kidnapping our ancestral past, present, future. However they can get it, they'll take it. Therefore, we calling them out and we rejecting them. Ain't no people of color. It's the people of other. It's the leeches of color. Ain't no black and brown coalition. It's the black and brown nobilition. And ain't no minority. It's only the minority. And ain't no diaspora, just the diaspora. Let's continue. We got more. When I tell y'all we cooking, when I tell y'all we bubbling, it don't stop. These people crazy. And foundational black Americans, we on game. But I'm going to take it even a step further to let everybody know a lot of people are out here and they asses is running, and a lot of people are out here and they running scared. Look at this, fam. These are the people that they want Black Americans to get on board with, but Black Americans are saying, hell no, that ain't nothing to do with us. Look even further, fam. These people really believe that our people gonna fall for the gambit, but it ain't happening. Everybody now is starting to see that the Black Democratic shield is over with. And I want y'all to look at this liberal guy, and I want y'all to pick up on what he's saying. Watch.
Crockett lost to James Tallarico in the Democratic primary for the Texas Senate race. But we can glean a few things from this race. Number one, Kamala Harris is no guarantee of victory. She campaigned big time for Jasmine Crockett, and it did nothing to actually cut into James Tallarico's lead. In other words, Kamala is as poisonous a booster as Bill Clinton is. So the DNC needs to just get rid of her, okay? Nobody likes Kamala Harris except for neoliberals. Now, the other far more important takeaway is this. Black leaders are in significant peril getting elected in Texas. Al Green, the more fiery and more progressive option in a House race in Texas, barely made it into the runoff. Christian Menifee, also Black, is there, but here's the thing. The DNC's assault on true Black progressives like Cori Bush or even Nina Turner, well, it's actually resulted in a manipulation of at least the Texas voting bloc. There's underlying systemic racism that prevents really fascinating Black radicals from getting elected to Congress and the Senate.
Fam, are they giving all the Mayo secrets? Family, are they out there basically saying that the Black Democrats are worthless? Fam, that's what I'm hearing. I want y'all to hear it how I'm hearing it, because I'm sure you already are. What I'm hearing right now is he's saying, why are we investing in these Black people? Why are we investing in these folks? Because these folks are not seen as Black by Black Americans. That's what I'm seeing, family. That's what I'm hearing. I'm seeing this man clear as day saying, why? Why? He is sending out a Mayo dog whistle to the Mayo community. Boy, I'm about to say something cold. To the Mayo smell like dog community. And right here, you can see it clear as day.
What many white leftists did not understand about Black people stumping for a Black woman in Senate was they wanted to have a Senate that naturally reflects their voice, and they should be. How the hell are we back to the days of when Shirley Chisholm ran for House, you know? I thought we made some fucking inroads in the last 50 years, but apparently we haven't. I think...
We mad, y'all! Let's go!
Every leftist needs to get behind Black women, especially running for office. I mean, we have a lot of damage to undo from Trump and the Republicans and this fucking shit show, but I think that restoring Black power is a big one. Crockett.
Restoring Black power? Fam, we got these people talking reckless. Watch this again. Watch this.
Is as poisonous a booster as, and it did nothing to actually cut into James Tallarico's lead. In other words, Kamala is as poisonous a booster as Bill Clinton lead. In other words, Kamala is as poisonous a booster as Bill Clinton.
Why is Kamala Harris useless? We did that. Fam, they out there having way too much information in these streets. They're not supposed to be saying this.
And glean a few things from this race. Number one, Kamala Harris is no guarantee of victory. She campaigned big time for Jasmine Crockett, and it did nothing to actually cut into James Tallarico's lead. In other words, Kamala is as poisonous a booster as Bill Clinton is.
Stop. Oh man, there's so much to unpack about all of that you just seen on your screen. First things first, family. They're not supposed to be having these open conversations, because when things are going good for them, they have conversations behind closed doors. And when everybody understands the SOS, the system of supremacy, in the system of supremacy, those conversations are supposed to be had behind closed doors. Whenever you see them having these public feuds, that means something's not going right. And I'm going to tell you what that something is. It's foundational Black Americans. Go look in the mirror if you want to know why these people are having these public conversations, chirping at each other and feuding and fighting. What he basically said right there, translation, is that Black Americans have made all of these mops, melanated other people, completely disposable, and they're not getting no returns for it. So he's trying to send out a dog whistle to his community, telling his community somehow, some way, we got to stop these FBAs because these FBAs is making everything effed up for us. And that is all because of us. Let me show y'all even further what's going on out here. These people is crashing out. Now I'm going to show y'all the direct effects of everything that we've been out here doing and why it ain't working out for these people the way that they thought it would. Family, that ain't the only ones who are afraid. There's a lot of people who've been running around here trying to make it look like they're us. There's a lot of people who've been running around here very, very cosplay-ish. And I'm going to show you exactly who the hell they are. Look at this right here, family. Are the Tethers afraid? Because you know this wouldn't be right unless, Tethers was crashing out as well, right? Well, family, I want y'all to see these Tethers. And I want y'all to notice that these Tethers are out here and they're saying, where do we go? Because remember, y'all, anytime there's a feud in the dominant society, Tethers don't know where they're going to live. Look at this, y'all. I got 2 Tethers for y'all, and I need y'all to help me with it. Watch this woman.
Why do Asians and Latinos historically vote against capable Black candidates? This is in regards to the recently concluded state primaries in Texas. Now, I love both candidates. I love Tallarico. I think he's amazing. Everything he stands for is forward thinking, but it's not proven. Jasmine Crockett, on the other hand, has gone to war for her constituents and for the U.S. in general. Do you not think she needed to continue the work she has proven to do? I mean, I'm looking to understand why, because if I critique why...
Stop.
Historically,
you ain't lying, family. That damn forehead is messing up the Wi-Fi. But listen to it, fam. Why don't anyone ever have to come out? Why don't this happen? Not that. Oh, family, they seeing what we seeing. They seeing that them same Tethercrats ain't got their back no more. You gotta be able to be in office to help the Tethers. So if we ran them out of office, then the Tethers get no help. I'm loving it.
In these numbers, Latinos and Asians always vote against capable Black leadership. Why do Asians...
Why are you calling out the Asian and Latinos? I thought y'all were all a part of the People of Color Committee. I thought y'all was all the Black and brown. Notice now, we got the Black and brown pointing fingers at each other. We got the Tether on Tether crime. You just had the Mayo on Miracle Whip crime. Delineation has made everybody shook.
Why do Asians and Latinos historically vote against capable Black candidates?
Watch this guy.
Proved it again that you guys have no loyalty to Black people. You will not vote for Black people. Jasmine Crockett was running to represent you guys in the state of Texas. Never been done. But you would rather to vote for the white guy than to vote for Jasmine. But here's the kicker. When ICE was stepping in your chest, when ICE was dragging you out your home, dragging you out your business, dragging you off your job site, dragging you out your car, arresting your kids, what did you guys Latinos scream? Where's all the Blacks? Why are the Blacks not out here fighting? This is why. The one thing everybody has to know about Black people, we're very good.
Fam, what accent are you getting from this guy? I'm getting like a Caribbean-ish accent. Tell me the accent that you hearing from this dude right here. I'm hearing a super Caribbean accent, and I want y'all to notice too, he's trying to make it look like he's one of us. Watch this guy. He thinks he's slick. Uh-huh. Tell me, where are y'all getting this? I'm getting a real Caribbean vibe. Somebody says that Ocho Cinco. This dude know damn well he ain't us. Why do you do this to Black people? Why would you choose to do what you said you done to us? This guy's Caribbean. You getting that real Haitian, Caribbean vibe? Uh-huh. I'm getting it too. Yep, somebody said Senegal, Nigerian. I'm with all y'all. Fam, this accent sounds like it's from another continent. It ain't us.
Judge of character. We understand exactly what you show us. And nowhere in any struggles, any fight have we had in the past were Latino people on the side of Black. You have...
What you mean? Listen to what he said, fam. He's trying to talk like us. Listen what he said. He said, nowhere where we had fights and struggles were Latinos next to us. Yeah, because you from damn Nigeria. They may not have been over there in Nigeria or Senegal. I hear what you're trying to say, homeboy. You weren't over here. You can't even make that testimony. That's ours. The Latinos weren't next to us, and neither were you, because both of y'all came from foreign countries up. Fam, listen to how he's trying to be an ancestral kidnapper. He thought we wouldn't catch that, but we catching it the same way we see that this is Milk Dud Mutombo. Mr. Milk Dud Mutombo thought that I wasn't going to catch the whole little, they would never with us. Neither were you. All foreigners are the same.
Show us. And nowhere in any struggles, any fight have we had in the past were Latino people on the side of black. You have one or two, and one or two does not represent the numbers that makes a difference. So that's what I'm saying. And this election just passed. It clearly shows that you guys would rather vote for the white guy. I don't know, maybe in your mind somewhere you think that's going to get you accepted and shit is going to stop being hectic for you. But remember one thing in life. Unless somebody walks in your shoe, they cannot understand the fight.
Just like you ain't ever walked in our shoes, so you can't understand what we go through. Listen to this damn Tether. Y'all hear this, Tether family? Saying something, if you don't walk in shoes, you don't know. I could apply that to you. Look how, though, we have tethers pointing the finger. Fam, what you're dealing with right there, that was a mop, a melanated other person. That was a fleer. And he's mad because the Latinos sold out all the other fleers. I want everybody to understand. You have two different types. You have those people who are mad that Jasmine Crockett lost because they felt that Jasmine Crockett was going to help them from ICE coming in and snatching them up. And then you have the other people who say, we don't care because we're dark white. This is the rift that you see within the Tether class. They're all fighting each other. One tether feel this way, one tether feel that way, because they don't know what's going to happen next. They think that they're going to have to go home, and chances are they are going to go home. See, delineation started a lot of things, and one of the things that delineation has done is delineation has made all of these people say, where the hell is the next plate coming from? They don't know where the next plate's coming from. They haven't seen the next plate. But remember, family, for all of those people, you also have these people. Remember, these folks have no unity in their own mop community.
All the illegal immigrants should be deported. I don't like them. Mexicans don't even like them. Mexicans in Mexico don't like them. Mexican Americans don't like them. And like my wife, who is a Mexican citizen going through the immigration process lawfully, she definitely doesn't like them.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So stop sympathizing with...
I don't like it. I don't like it. Everybody's scrapping, fam. Everybody's down bad. I don't like it. Somebody said a tether war. Yeah, fam. These are the tether wars of the 2000s.
illegal immigrants.
I don't like it.
So
I don't like it.
So stop sympathizing. Doesn't like them.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Like them.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
Like them.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So stop sympathizing with illegal immigrants. They shouldn't be here. They especially shouldn't be here if they're waving a foreign flag on American soil. That is just an insult. They are embarrassing the Mexican people. If you go and check out what Mexican people are saying, you probably don't speak Spanish, but if you check out what they're saying, they think this is an embarrassment. The behavior of the Mexican people, Mexican Americans, illegal immigrants who...
Damn! So just a minute ago, Mr. Mayo was spilling all the Mayo business, putting the dirty Mayo laundry in the street. Now, Mr. Burrito is spilling all the dirty burrito laundry in the street. All because we delineated? Now she's saying she don't like it. She don't like it. Goddamn, baby.
Whoever those people are that are trying to burn down LA, they're embarrassing the Mexican people. So stop sympathizing with illegal immigrants. They don't need to be here. Deport all of them. All the illegal immigrants.
Damn. Family, if you're new to the Black Alpha Network, I'm going to tell y'all, we like to slow things down from time to time. We like to take it down a notch. So I want everybody to enjoy.
Like it. I don't like it.
Tell us more, Mrs. Sanchez, Ramirez, Pedro, Selena.
He doesn't like them.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So...
Newsflash, fam. I don't think she likes it. And she's an illegal.
She definitely doesn't like them.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
So stop.
I can't do it. I can't. It's over with, fam. It's a wrap. FBA done won, because we always do. Listen to this one, family. So, you seen Mr. Mayo, man, and he was out there saying Kamala Harris is worthless. What about the black leaders? What we gonna do? They ain't black leaders. One, they ain't leaders. Two, they ain't black. They're done. But you was putting all the Mayo laundry in the street. Then you have Mrs. I don't like it. I don't like it. She putting out all the burrito laundry in the street. Everybody now is speaking in the public what they used to speak behind closed doors, because that's how afraid they are. They're so shook. And they're so shook, and they're going to be even more shook because, family, Black Alpha has came up with another new term. Not only do we have MOPS, melanated other people, not only do we have docs, domestic, off-brand, COONs, we got a new one, family. And I believe who you were just looking at right there, they fit the description very well. There's a new term out there, family, and it's called MFers. Yes, don't you trust these MFers. Don't you listen to them MFers. You run them damn MFers the hell out the business. Whenever you see an MFer talking about foundational Black Americans, you check them. Whenever you hear an MFer speaking about foundational Black American business, you get with them. And what does MFer mean, family? These are melanated foreigners. So when you see one of these damn MFers, you let that MFer know off rip that they can't stand next to Black Americans. They can't stand next to certified Black society. When you see an MFer, point them out. And whether they like it and don't like it or not, they are still just melanated foreigners, aka MFers. Family, we ain't done. We don't hide. We don't run. We ain't here. We on one. You know, a party ain't a party if we don't come. Let's go, family. I got some more MFers for you. Oh, yeah, fam. We're going down the whole list, and we're going to expose all of these dusty MFers. Straight up, how we do, Black American style. Look at this MFer. This MFer was trying to talk about us, but this MFer somehow started going in on Jasmine Crockett. And she said she don't like Jasmine Crockett. So, family, is it safe to say that we have officially entered the stage of MFer on MFer crime? And boy, that's a bad mother. Watch your mouth. And I will. Let's go. Here it is, family. Black Alpha Network, Certified Black Society. Smash the like button. Let's cook.
I used to fuck heavy with Jasmine.
Oh, damn, she's still talking slow. I guess she don't like it either. Let's go.
Crockett until she said what she said about immigrants. Some people will say, well, you took that out of context. Well, let me fill in the context for you. She was talking about immigrants and the work that immigrants contribute to the United States. She talks about farming and she says, I know none of y'all are trying to farm. I know. And then she says, we're done picking cotton, as if it's now our turn. What do you mean they can't pay you enough? Are you saying that immigrants aren't being exploited, that they'll just accept whatever it takes? Are you saying it's okay to exploit another community as long as it's not yours? And the crazy thing is that Texas has, there are so many Latinos in Texas. How are you going to be both a Zionist and anti-immigrant? And I saw someone say that they're disappointed again in the Mexican community. And this time I was like, look, with Kamala, fair. With this, come on. And it's unfortunate because Jasmine Crockett is more educated than that. We know this. I used to fuck heavy with Jasmine Crockett until she said what she said about immigrants.
Stop. So what you see right there, family, is something very, very interesting. Very interesting. You see the MFer community, they didn't want to hear none of that talk about picking cotton. Your struggles, our struggles. See, fam, they only want to hear that our struggle stuff is the same when they can steal from Black Americans. She thought by going around a bunch of Latinos and telling them that our history is their history was going to make them support her. Let me tell you what that ended up doing. That ended up making the Latino community completely separate from her and completely distinguish themselves from her. They don't want to hear nothing about picking cotton. She went to Latinos talking about picking cotton. Family, you're trying to get the dark white community to pick up on things that happen to Black Americans. You'd be better off going to them and trying to sell them that their history are W's. That's what the Republicans do. I'm going to give you the difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. The Republicans go to the Latinos and they tell them, you are white just like us. You're just a little off-brand white, but you can come on in. The Democrats go to the Latinos and they tell the Latinos, you're not white, You are a black person. You got the same history as black Americans. They don't want to hear none of that. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to be seen as the black people in Latin America, let alone foundational black Americans. They would much rather you just be quiet, write laws for them that really go for us, and then they walk away and go back to their taco truck. They all subscribe to the system of supremacy tactical measures that MAGA does. They don't want to hear none of that. So you mean to tell me that the Democrats thought it would be a great idea to try to convince that the dark white community that they have a black American history? You go much further doing what Donald Trump does. They don't want to get told that they have anything that is a minority or black and brown. They'd rather get told that you're an honorary white. You're going to people who want to be honorary whites, and you're trying to tell them that they're really just black people. That never was going to work. That was doomed from the start, and we all called it. They tried to replace black Americans with Latinos, but Latinos replaced Democrats with Republicans. That is an epic failure. That failure needs to be studied. And we've been calling that out for what, 2, 3, 4, 5 years now? How long, brothers and sisters, has black Americans been telling everybody that the Republicans come over here and they try to talk that Latino talk to Latinos, and Latinos say, let's go. And then the Democrats come to us and tell us to get on board with the Latinos, and we say, hell no. We've been saying that for the longest amount of time, so they crashed out in the process. And family, it's been a wonderful process watching them crash out. Everything that black Americans have been known, now everybody's finding out the hard way. We warned all of these people that there's no black and brown coalition. We told all these people we ain't friends. We told all these people we're independent, and they didn't want to listen. So now they're finding out the hard way, and this is why we don't give a damn. When we told these people that we're going to delineate and separate and regulate on our own, they called us every name in the book. Now, the same people that they were trying to connect us with are calling them every name in the book. They done called Jasmine Crockett divisive. They said she was racist. They said she was dumb. They said she was ignorant. And that is all from the Latinos that she supports. All that tap dancing for Latinos, and it was the Latinos that threw you under the bus. All that tap dancing for the brown people, and it was the brown people who threw you under the bus. All them tears that you was crying for all the W liberals, the same W liberals not only threw you under the bus, they gave you the damn pink slip and booted your ass out the building. So you see what happens when you start caping for all these people? Black Americans been known that. Certified Black Society been on that. But now the Democrats and all the Democratic shills are finding out the hard way. And let me tell you how it ends. It ends with there will be no more Democratic shills. What you're going to see now, family, is a full-fledged reversal to where the Democrats are going to go completely Latino, what we've all known. But family, let me tell you, that process has been sped up. When Kamala Harris comes out and she makes an endorsement of Jasmine Crockett and she lost to a effing nobody. Family, who the hell is this guy? I never even heard of this dude. Think about how much you've seen Jasmine Crockett over the last 2 to 3 years. They pushed her in front of every issue, fam. Remember, a year ago, Jasmine Crockett was going in on Donald Trump and Elon Musk. She was everywhere. As soon as Donald Trump won the election and they were talking about Doge, remember Doge? Let's remember how soon people forget. Remember right after the Doge, you stopped seeing all the white liberal Democrats, they all disappeared. Remember they were out there and they were saying, we're going to get to Donald Trump. We're going to fight back. We're going to be the resistance. And then they all said, nope, no, we're not. You didn't see Chuck Schumer no more. You didn't see Elizabeth Warren. I still ain't seen Elizabeth Warren. Who'd you start seeing? Maxine Waters. That bald-headed chick, the Presley woman. Yep. Al Green. Yep. Jasmine Crockett. Yep. And they pushed them all out as lapdogs, attack dogs, and as human shields, because that's the only job for a Democratic shield. That's why a lot of people call them Democratic shields. They're really just shields for the W liberal. And you seen what happened? They said, we're going to give you money. We're going to give you endorsements. You're going to say all this reckless stuff. And they allowed her to crash out her own career. And as soon as she did it on their behalf, they threw her under the bus and said how ignorant she was and how she was a sister girl. And she got broken in real time. The way that the W liberal did Jasmine Crockett dirty is hilarious. And it is epic. And it will be remembered for years. Family, I say in about 10, 15 years, we're going to be like, what was that one MF's name? what was that one? You know, the one with the wig and the lashes and stuff was always talking sister girl, and then 1 minute she was Valley Girl. You know, she'd be sister girl, Valley Girl, back and forth. What was her damn name? Oh, you talking about the one that the liberals completely broke and threw her under the bus and then went full Latino. Yeah, I think her name was like Jasmine Ratchet or something. Rocket, who knows? That's how she will be remembered. She tried to dance with the liberals and the liberals threw her ass out. Cold blood. And I don't give a damn. Fam, there's always the black folks who say, well, you know, we don't need to support the tools, you know, and we need to go this way. I rejoice in it. My motto is, if you play along with the system of supremacy, you get whatever you got coming. And what you will not have coming is black Americans who stand up for you. I don't give a damn. But speaking about standing up, there's somebody that when they stand up, they probably like 5'1.5". And I heard them California boys was whooping up on him. He had to go hide in the bathroom for a few hours. Y'all remember this guy right here? Y'all remember this? Y'all remember Pliz? All right. I can't even say Plaz, okay? Plaz makes it sound like he can actually get on the rides at Disneyland. Now you got Plaz coming out here and he talking about something. I just want to know, are we friends or not? He out here copping, please, family. He want to know, are we friends, Latinos? Because I just need to know something. Watch this.
Quick, but this to my Latino brothers and sisters that follow me on here. I'm trying to get y'all to educate me on something. I'm being dead ass serious. I ain't even being funny. I'm trying to see kind of what y'all feel. I'm trying to let y'all educate me on it because I don't want to be viewing y'all the wrong way. So I'm trying to figure out, do y'all feel like y'all align more with black folk, or do y'all feel like y'all align more with Caucasian? Like, and the reason I say that is because when I used to hear black and brown people, I always thought we was like jointed to the hip. Like I always thought we was the black folk, you know, Latino, brown, you know. So I always thought we kind of shared some of the same struggles, same hardships, same, just, you know, we were similar. You know, I remember.
No. You only thought that because your Democratic massa told you that. That's why you believed it. You thought it because your Democratic slave master said you need to be a part of a black and brown coalition so you could throw black people under the bus. Plaza's from Miami. He know about all them damn Cubans and them Colombians and them Puerto Ricans. Fam, all these racist Latinos was here before Jasmine Crockett. Stop playing the game. Your ass got destroyed. That's what it is. You got embarrassed. That's what it is. You need to go back, stand on some stilts, and maybe you can get on the ride at Worlds of Fun, because I'm having a world of fun watching all of the Democratic shills crash out.
Growing up, all my Latino buddies, they was on what I was on. But now that I look at it, it ain't as clear to me no more. And I'm trying to ask y'all, do y'all feel, Latino brothers and sisters, do y'all feel y'all are more in line with black folk? Or do y'all feel like y'all are now more aligned with Caucasians? You know, and I don't know if y'all feel like y'all more aligned with Caucasians, or if y'all inspired to be more like them than y'all do black folk. I don't know. I'm fine with it either way. I'm just trying to get clarity on it because it's not as clear to me now than it used to be. Like I used to think we was in the same fight. But now when I see things, you know, I remember the last election talking to Latino folk, they, oh, no, he gonna, no, he gonna give us money, he gonna, you know. And I just be like, God damn, like, that's the motherfucker want to get y'all out of here. And the only reason I'm
look at the nervousness, fam. And you're right, yeah, he ain't from Miami, he from Fort Myers, yeah? He be flogging, don't he? Don't he be lying? He was trying to act like he was from Miami. Shout out to Miami. Shout out to Fort Myers. This dude ain't one of us, fam. What is Plaz? Fam, I question a lot with Plaz, okay? We know he's an Oompa Loompa, but beyond that, family, okay, I don't know if he's at Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. I don't know, fam. Willy Wonka, I don't know. But, fam, this man is completely faking the front all damn day long. He know what it is. Remember, Luke did the same thing. Remember, after the election, Luke was saying, I hope y'all get deported because y'all didn't let my favorite political party win. Notice every time the Democrats lose, all of the melanated Democrats, they all start talking tough. Why? I thought we was friends. I thought we all had the same problems. Joe Biden said we did. Kamala said it. Jasmine Crockett said we was a people of color. Y'all notice how they're acting like they just got cheated on? Y'all notice this, fam? You see how the Democratic shills are acting like they just got cheated on by the Latinos? I love you. I bought you some rings and some more shit. How's you gonna do this to me? Y'all see what I'm talking about? Let's go.
Asking because I need to know who I'm defending. Like, I don't want to be defending no motherfucker who don't even fuck with me for real. So I'm asking so I know.
Well, I'm sorry. I hate that damn little family. Don't you ever trust somebody who can't get on the rides at Disneyland and they say when they talking. I'm sorry, family. That is not qualified. Hell no.
I don't want to be defending no motherfucker who don't even fuck with me for real. So I'm asking so I know who I should and shouldn't be defending. So if y'all can just help me understand y'all thought process and who y'all feel y'all align more with, because I've seen, political candidates, black person, white person, and y'all motherfuckers, y'all be over there. So I'm just trying to get clarity on that. If y'all can help educate me on this. Just real quick.
Damn. Boy, it's a sad day to be these people, ain't it, y'all? Ain't it sad? Damn right it is. I'm telling you right now, look at these Tethers, fam. Look at all these people. They breaking down. They don't know what to do. They shook. They in shambles. And good. And by the way, fam, I'm sorry. I would be remiss if I didn't show y'all this with goddamn Plies. Fam, I'm not saying do the Tether, but I'm just saying, fam. Look at your screen. Fam, what the hell is this? What is this? Fam, what the hell Plies got going on? I know he was the damn male cheerleader. I know he's hiding in the bathroom from them West Coast boys, but damn, I knew he got threw off the stage. Color money. Your ass got color tossed off the stage too, partner. But D-Zam, you want to talk about messing up your Wi-Fi? That be it right there. And they know this, family. They always act like they got cheated on. Fam, have y'all noticed, let me say this. Have y'all had deja vu? Doesn't this sound like the same thing the day after the election? Do you remember when all the 92%ers ran immediately to the internet and declared that they was going to rest? That's where all that we're resting stuff came from. Remember that, family? Remember when all the 92%ers ran to the internet and they was talking about how we going to rest because it didn't happen? After every election, you look at those statistics and the data always shows you that the same people that the Democrats always cape for and the same people that they're always trying to tell Black Americans are our friends and allies, they always vote against Black people. And the Democrats, after every election, pretend like this is something new to them. They did the same exact thing after Kamala Harris got her ass kicked. It's the same thing. They ran to the internet. They start talking about how bad it was. They start talking about how they were portrayed, and they acted like a bunch of kids who got cheated on by their boyfriend or girlfriend. That's what they always do, family. And it's always been this way. Let me tell you something. These Latinos have been racist way before Jasmine Crockett lost an election. These Karens have always been racist way before Kamala Harris lost an election. It's always after they lose an election that they want to start talking about how I thought we was all friends. See, when we tell them, they always tell us that we being bad. We're always being told we're wrong. Black Americans have been saying everything. You want to know what delineation looks like? Go look at all the poll numbers. The poll numbers will tell you W's vote based on W's and Latinos vote on dark white. They're not voting on anything Black. They don't even vote for the fake Black people. Damn, Black Alpha. Talk your talk, Black man. Let me say that right now as we go. We freestyling off the top. Think about it, family. Karen ain't voting for no Black issues because Karen won't even vote for a fake Black issue. Mrs. Rodriguez ain't voting for Black issues because she won't even vote for a fake Black issue. Think about Kamala Harris and think about Jasmine Crockett. These are two fake Black women and they won't touch them. So what the hell you think when it comes to reparations, tangibles, and anti-Black American hate crime protection? They ain't gonna do a damn thing. You trying to get these people to identify with us and we say to hell with them. It's only The 3 or 4 dusty ass Democratic shills who are still on the plantation, who are still begging, who still want to believe that they got some type of friend. And they know better. And they know it. We're not even going to grant them the fact that they don't know. They do know. It's just Massa told them different. They're conflicted right now. They're looking at the poll numbers that say none of these people like black folks, but they're hearing their Democratic liberal slave master say that them people are your friend. And just like a good little puppet, they don't know who to believe. They're sitting there saying, well, my master told me we're all friends. Master told me there was a black and brown, but the numbers say that there ain't. Master told me that Mrs. Sanchez loves black folks, but the numbers say she don't. Master told me that Karen is my friend, but the numbers say she don't give a damn about us. And what are they always going to side with? They still going to go with Master. Fam, they was talking all that resting, and I never liked that term. That's why I tell people, don't ever use that term. All that stuff where they lose an election and then they want to get tough. Y'all notice Democratic shills always want to play tough after they lose an election. When they lose an election, they be the main ones talking about something. We only gonna focus on black issues. We ain't helping nobody no damn more. As soon as they get the orders from their liberal slave master, they be the main one on the front line. Remember, y'all, right after the election in November 2024, they were telling black folks that we gonna rest and we ain't gonna help nobody. As soon as the damn ICE protest popped up, they were the main ones telling black Americans we was going to get deported and we need to go get on the front line. They flip-flopped in less than 6 damn months, family. Really, in less than 6 weeks, they was right back on it. Don't nobody believe no fake, tough Democratic shield. There ain't no such thing. You going to do what your slave master tells you to do, and whatever the liberals tell you you need to do and achieve, you going to go out there and you going to chase it. Don't come at black Americans with that fake tough talk. You ain't resting nothing. Y'all was talking that resting stuff, and as soon as you need to get put on the front line to be the human shield while all the W liberals disappeared, you was doing that willingly. So all that talk now, y'all mad at Latinos, y'all sitting this next election out, all that talk where y'all's going to stay away from the black and brown, y'all going to be right on the damn front line as soon as that damn phone rings and they say, we need you, Blackie. And they going to say, yes, sir, boss. We sit? No, we good. Go out on the front line. Okay. Ain't nobody believing no Democratic shield. Let me tell you something, fam. There's a lot of people on the planet Earth that ain't tough. And the Democratic shields are at the top of that damn list. Just accept your puppetness. Just accept your minionness. Just accept your cowardness. Everyone else knows you are. Everyone else sees it. The whole world, including them same brown folks that you caping for, they are saying it. They said it after Kamala. So what you gonna do now? Nothing. Let me show y'all even furthermore what we be talking about these people, and we're going to keep it all the way live. They think that it is what it is, but they find out that it's not. I'm going to show y'all this damn W woman. Man, family, I'm going to tell you today, this is what Black Alpha sees. Let me tell you something. When I tell you that something is going on, I'm going to show you the receipts. And y'all know with Black Alpha, I'm going to connect all the dots, and I'm going to make it clear and make it plain for everybody. I just told you that they're going to take them orders from their master. Watch this right here. All the black folks talking about they not going to go vote. Now they're saying, well, we're going to protest the Puerto Rico guy or whatever. They mad at Latinos right now. So they say they're not going to go out there and they're not going to vote. Your ass going to be on the front line of the next election. How do you know? Because Karen just came out with a video. Boy, and this Karen, she mugging the camera. This Karen is sitting there saying, I dare y'all not to go out and vote. I wish you would. Karen is out there checking all the black Democratic shields, fam. Oh, she's checking them. All that stuff. Because now you got a bunch of Democratic shields and they saying they're not going to go vote in the midterm. They're mad because Jasmine Crockett lost. They're upset and they're mad at their Latino friends. And the W Karen says, you better knock that ish off. You better calm that ish. And you better go out there and go vote when we tell you to. Let me show y'all. Let me show y'all this. The first video you're going to see is from who I believe may be a Tether, because the hairline is doing the moonwalk. Watch him say he ain't going to go vote for the guy who beat Jasmine Crockett. And then watch this Karen say, you better. The W liberal is a slave master.
Hey, folks, as a Texas resident, I just want to be clear. We do not need Texas. It would have been nice to have it. It would have been great to have it. It would have been great to have it. But unfortunately, the Latinx voters and the white supremacists teamed up for whatever reason and chose to not support the black representation that we had that would have worked for everyone. And it's all good. You can say you had your reasons. I got my reasons for not supporting James Tallarico. So as painful as it is, due to the amount of white supremacists that support James and the amount of anti-black Latinx voters and the misogynistic black men that were spewing hatred about Jasmine Crockett.
Uh-oh! There you go, family. Notice he could not just stay on topic and go in on the Latinos who voted. Notice he had to slide it in, and then the black man did it. It was deep down, it was the brothers. You see what I'm saying, fam? These folks is gonna shield for life. They don't know anything other than being a Democratic shield. He had to throw it in about black folks. He couldn't go there, family. He couldn't really go in like he wanted to, so he tried to spin it on us. Watch this, fam. He said he not gonna vote. Okay, we're gonna see. Watch.
And the amount of anti-black Latinx voters and the misogynistic black men that were spewing hatred about Jasmine Crockett. I just don't feel comfortable supporting James. I just want to let everybody know we do not need that seat to win the majority of the Senate.
Okay, now y'all watch this right here.
Jasmine. I love Jasmine Crockett. I've watched her for years. I followed her. I love her. I think she's super smart, brilliant, funny. She's a fighter. She's not afraid to say what needs to be said. I love her. That alone, I have the name recognition with her and following her. I don't know a lot about James Tallarico. I'm sure he's a great candidate. Congratulations to him on winning, this, being the being the Democratic candidate for the midterm election. Congratulations to him. I'm happy for him. I think that's super great. With all of that being said, surely nobody is going to not vote in the midterm elections because Jasmine didn't win and that's who you were supporting, right?
Here we go, family. Watch her. She gonna start cussing. Watch this, family.
Nobody is going to not vote in the midterm elections because Jasmine didn't win and that's who you were supporting, right? Right? We're not doing that. Don't do that. All you have left is your vote. That's what you have left. We've lost a lot. We've lost a lot of sleep, a lot of
Whoa. Fam, is she creepy? Family, is she going the real male vampire? Listen how she talking. We not gonna do that, are we? We better not do that, huh? Y'all, we certainly ain't gonna go down that line, are we? Fam, she's holding back all that. And look at her biting her lip. Look at her, boy, she angry. She's talking to the black Democratic shills. That's who she's talking to. And she's telling them, you better get in line like a good little Democratic shield. Remember, she's saying, I'm your master. I'm your damn master, and you better do what I tell you to do. So they're gonna follow suit. Watch her, fam. Watch how she's being real slick. She's going real sinners, y'all. Watch your game.
Is your vote. That's what you have left. We've lost a lot. We've lost a lot of sleep, a lot of sense of security. We are worried and we are fearful and we are activating, and to dismiss all of that action and purpose
you get mad.
and sacrifice of time and energy and resources by not voting in the midterms when you know what this administration is capable of. Don't do that. Don't do that. And don't fucking tell people to do that.
Woo!
All we have left is...
I told you. Here we go. Fam, this is a... Damn, look at that picture. God damn. Hold up. Man, I was talking about sinners, and here you go. Family, there it is right there. Vampires done stepped in the building. Look at that. Screenshot this, fam, for future reference. I'm showing you right now. Well, hey, she bucking one eye. she vampire bucking. Look at her out here, vampire bucking. Fam, this here is a male vampire woman who is telling the black Democratic shills what they better do. We are right now exposing what they've been doing behind the scenes for years. This is how the Roland Martins, the Joyless Reeds, the Jasmine Crockett's, the Barack Obamas, the Kamala Harris's, this is how they take their orders. When this Karen, who's a nobody, pops up And she says, y'all do what W liberals tell you to do, or you get your ass the hell up out my party. Now I'm showing everybody a W liberal barking out orders to the black Democratic shills. And she's bucking her vampire eye in the process.
We're not doing that. Don't do that. Don't do that. All you have left is your vote. That's what you have left. We've lost a lot. We've lost a lot of sleep, a lot of sense of security. We are worried and we are fearful and we are activating. And to dismiss all of that action and purpose and sacrifice of time and energy and resources by not voting in the midterms when you know what this administration is capable of. Don't do that. Don't do that. And don't fucking tell people to do that. All we have left is our vote. Use your vote.
Oh, hell no. Hell no. My sister in the chat said, that's Mrs. Remick. You ain't lying. Fam, let me slow this down. You want to talk about demonic? Fam, watch when I slow it down. Watch all the spirits all in there. Look at her face, family. Watch this.
All we have left is our vote.
Look at her.
Use your vote.
What the? What the hell? What the hell is this? Look at this woman. Y'all see why they be out there saying, I'm gonna go vote blue no matter who, you fools, you simple signing. I don't know what talking about my hairline. I don't care what you say about my weight. Y'all see this? There you go, family. There you go. The damn sinners, the damn vamps, they done all entered the chat. You ain't lying, family. She went full poltergeist. She was like, don't do it. Eyes just start beaming at him. Y'all know Roland was out there, okay, I won't now, Bo. And all your asses is going to be back on the front line at the midterm elections because your job is to do what they tell you to do. You only live and your all existence is only to serve the Democratic plantation because Mrs. Remick, shout out to the chat, told you so. There they go, fam. Boy, we be dropping classic broadcasts over here on the Black Alpha Network, but I like to believe, fam, that this one right here is a cut above. Did we just show a Remick vampire telling all of the black Democratic shills what they better do? And she put that out immediately. And did we not literally just see a spirit pop out? Was she bucking one eye? Did her fangs pop, family? You only gonna get that on the Black Alpha Network. Only with Certified Black Society are you going to see let's be real, W liberals and the Latino liberals telling them what they better do. And they say, yes, sir. And we ain't done. Family, even further, like by the same blueprint, the same action, the same moment that these individuals start talking and running their mouth, you already know what they're going to say. You already know what they're going to do because this is all they ever do. They've never came up with nothing new because this is how they are. We, like I said, family, we delineated at the perfect time. Delineation saved the day because without delineation, family, a lot of folks would still be stuck on that plantation. With delineation, family, don't nobody give a damn. But they've been sending out the same people left and right, running the same game and trying to hustle us. Whether they got their eyeballs popping out, their fangs is popping out, it don't matter. They're doing it. And foundational Black Americans are seeing it. And not only that, family, we see through it. And that's the best part about being us. And it's terrible to be them. Let me show you this right here, family, as we go further down the line and expose these people. Look at this, fam. Right on cue, fam. They had to go down the, well, black folks did it too now. What about the black men's? You knew it was coming, family. You knew it was coming. And here goes the same playbook that you see with the Democrats. Watch this.
Black folks, the real reason why people did not want Jasmine Crockett to win, it isn't policy, y'all. It's not her experience and it's not her incompetence. It's about two things, y'all. It's race and it's gender. Because to this country, a black person winning is already too much, y'all. But y'all put a black woman winning, that's double the threat. double the hate. And y'all know what's even sadder and even sicker and even more sadistic? You've got Black men online tearing Jasmine down for her wigs, weave, lashes, ghetto, being loud, throwing her under the bus.
Wait a minute, family, I'm being extra petty. You're talking about this type of wig right here and those lashes? Is that what you're talking about? Oh my goodness, I'm sorry. No, you must be talking about that right there. Oh man, goodness gracious. I mean, just goodness. I told you I was bringing my petty today. Oh no, you talking about that right there with that very, very handsome #1 activist simply pointing out that the wig has disappeared. What happened to that wig? What happened to that wig? There you go. Somebody done put a snatch into that wig. Oh, she must be talking about all of this. I'm sorry. Oh, I didn't know that you would feel this type of way. I didn't know that you would think this. I didn't know you would be upset. I do not take it back, and I say it with all disrespect. Let's proceed.
Doing the goddamn work of white supremacist ideology for free. Still competing with Black women. Still trying to police them. Still not realizing that her winning is not a loss for you. It is a win for an entire race.
What?
We throw that word around ghetto, but what exactly is ghetto? And how come it don't stick to white folks when they do the same goddamn thing? Because when Black folks talk loud, dress bold, wear wigs, weave lashes, it's called unprofessional, too hood. But when white folks turn around and cosplay and do the same thing, that same behavior, it's relatable, it's authentic, it's quirky, and it's shared and it's celebrated. Same behavior, different skin, different type of judgment. So now, this backlash isn't about standards. It's about who they think is allowed to lead. And until we stop internalizing white superiority and projecting it back on Black women, we'll keep sabotaging our own race and our own.
Fam, boy, she bucking them nostrils, y'all. Look at her bucking them nostrils. She bucking them nostrils, family. There you go. Right there. Tell us how you feel. How your nostrils doing today? She out there bucking them damn nostrils. Oh my goodness. Y'all out here and you're saying what you want to say and you're doing what you want to do. And I got my mouth open because I want Joe Biden to come over tonight. Look at that. There you go. Family, let me say this. You don't represent Black America. And foundational Black Americans in the grassroots certified Black society, we don't put an end to that. No longer are Democrats going to act like they are the aficionados of Black American lineage. That's over with. Now, I know in your mind, the only Blackness that you understand is the Blackness that was sponsored by the Democrat slave master that owns you. See, what you're dealing with is you're dealing with democratic property. That's who they are, family. They are democratic property. And every single thing about Black American history, from Harriet Tubman, Nat Turner, all the way to Malcolm X, Huey P. Newton, and all of us here today, they only believe it if the Democrats tell them. So if the Democrats tell them that all the people I just named are bad, they're going to think that. If the Democrats tell them that they need to go out in the front line, they'll be the first ones. We are no longer allowing Democratic shills to pretend to be the spokespeople for us like they represent us. Them days are over. And even bigger than that, and something I called out during the election, it's a wrap with Democratic shills pretending to be the head honchos of foundational Black American sisters. I, as a foundational Black American brother, see how they talk about our women, and they always are separating them. When was the last time you ever seen the Democratic Party ever speak about Latino women specifically and isolated? When was the last time you seen the Democratic Party talk about Asian women specifically and isolated? They only pull that specific and isolated gender stuff when they're talking about Black American women, because they want to separate the Black American family. And Mrs. Nostril Bucking, she's too ignorant to realize that, but we're going to expose her. You don't speak for us. You're in no position to speak on our culture, and you're in position to ever talk about what we got going on now. Those days are done. And who is the most falsely represented people on the planet when it comes to political aspirations? That is the Black American family. They never talk about our family. They never talk about what we go through. They never talk about what we do. They're always talking about what serves them. And them days is done. We're not going for that no more. You know what I noticed, fam? Even when I was younger, I would meet Black American women that did not support the Democratic Party. Then I would turn on TV and I see all the Democrats talking on behalf of the same women that I know don't rock with them. The certified sisters in the grassroots ain't listening to no damn Kamala. As a matter of fact, y'all remember for all of those women out there that are Democratic shills pretending to act like they represent foundational Black American sisters, how goddamn quick did they turn on Janet Jackson? Y'all remember all that talk about Black girl magic? As soon as Janet said she ain't rocking with Kamala, they called Janet every name in the book. They threw Janet under the bus. D.L. Hughley was talking about Janet Jackson. And then he turned around and started talking about the Black woman. Black American women will no longer be falsely represented by Democratic shills. Black American women love their Black American kids, love their Black American husband, love their Black American fathers, love their Black American sisters. Democrat women, they only love the W slave master. Y'all see that big ass gap right there? And we won't stand for it or tolerate it no goddamn more. And if don't nobody speak on it, I'm gonna always speak on it. And you ain't gonna falsely represent our foundational Black American family. My mama would say F Kamala. Straight up and down. My aunties will say F Kamala. All my certified sisters right now would say that ain't a Black woman. As soon as we approach these people, they always got some smoke. Notice how the same Democrats who pretend to love Black folks so much always have policies that hurt Black folks. The same Democrats that pretend to speak for Black folks always get angry at Black folks if we don't go along with their Democratic plantation. You only love your Democratic slave master. You love your Democratic slave master more than Black people, more than Black babies. You love your Democratic slave master more than you love your mama. If you came to your average Democratic shield, whether that be a woman or a man, and you went to them and said, what would you choose, the Democratic Party or your mama? They're going to say they'll take the Democratic Party and they'll pack their mama's bags. They don't love themselves, so therefore they don't love us. And if you don't love us, you can't speak for us. We shutting all that down. Now, let me show y'all even further what I mean. Look at them numbers right there, family. Look at those numbers. Notice she didn't talk about them damn numbers, though. She ain't say nothing about any of that. She talking about misogyny. She talking about racism. And she got it directed at Black men. But she ain't directing it at the Latino community or that W woman I just showed you going in on them. Notice, family, all they do is dance around what the other side does. And we ain't going for it. We certified over here. And it's the dawn of a new day. Black Americans will be represented by certified Black Americans in the grassroots. And I've said this before, and I want to be always remembered as this, family. There ain't no damn such thing as a Black Democrat or Black Republican. It's only melanated people who live on those plantations. The same way the house Negro thought just because he lived in the house that he was a part of the family. No, the hell he wasn't. You weren't a part of the family. See, house Negroes would be inside that house and they would live there so much they get comfortable and start thinking that house is their house. They would start talking things about the field Negroes. Look at them outside. Look at them over there. But I guarantee you, slave master wouldn't let you date his daughter. See, fam, they get so close with their proximity, they really start believing it's them. Remember how they said that O.J. Simpson said, I'm not Black, I'm O.J.? They don't feel that they're Black. They think they're Democrats. Because you got to remember, fam, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, those are the things that give them the closest proximity to whiteness. Anybody who wants to be white, notice they always want to be a Democrat or Republican because they understand out here in these streets, they can't get next to white folks. They can't come up in their house. They can't hang out with them. You can't date their kids. You can't come to any of their little family cookouts. But I tell you what you can do. You can say that you're a Democrat or Republican, and then you can get some access. Here's the thing. The access you get is just to have access like Jasmine Crockett has, which means you're a tool. Being a Democratic tool is as high as you can go with being a part of the dominant society. You can't get no further. And remember this as well, family. W's only deal with Black people based on your political affiliation. That is it. They don't deal with you based on them liking you. They don't deal with you based on morality or ethics. W's only deal with Black people based on your political affiliation. Meaning, if you're a Black person and you meet a Karen, she says, what party are you affiliated with? You say Republican. She says, hey, I'm a Republican. Come on in. You say Democrat. She says, stay away, N-word. And the same exact thing that the Democrats do. The Democrats say, what are you? I'm a Republican. Stay away. I'm a Democrat. You can come on in. I got a good tool position. That's all you can have. I don't know why people think that the dominant society accepts black people based on anything ethical or moral. Hell no. You can only be next to W's based on your political affiliation. And all the Democratic shills know this. That's why they're always teaming up. Let me ask you guys a question. You tell me right now, the black Democrat or the black Republican that pushes black first policies that aren't sponsored by the Democrats. I will give you as long as you can take. I'll give you as much time. Tell me right now, the black Democrat or the black Republican that has policies that are specifically for black people and it's not black and. I can tell you right now, Latinos will still be down for immigration. Look at the Somalians right now. They out there risking going to jail so they can cape for Somalians. You tell me the black person who's a part of the Democratic establishment that has anything for black Americans. Fam, don't trust nobody. Let me tell you this. If you meet a black person and they say they're a Republican, do you know they just told you that they're a part of the system of supremacy? If you meet a black person, they say they're a Democrat. Do you know they just told you they are a part of the system of supremacy? You got to remember, the Democrats and Republicans are just a political representation for the system of supremacy. The same way the police department is for their enforcement. It's the same exact way that the government is for their imperialism. It's the same exact thing, family. You cannot be a part of the Democratic Party and not be a member of the system of supremacy in a puppet capacity. You cannot be a part of the Republicans and not be a member of the system of supremacy. It all goes hand in hand. I don't know where people think. Who came up with these two parties? This is why I also tell people all the time, I don't use the term liberal or conservative. Who came up with those terms, family? Let me ask this question, since everybody want to get there and everybody want to talk. Who came up with the term liberal conservative? Who came up with the term Democratic Republican? Who associated those with political parties? Those aren't terms that come from us. Family, if you want a term that comes from black Americans, we got a whole damn dictionary. You don't have to use those terms. So whenever I hear a black person refer to themselves as a liberal, I hear them saying, hey, I'm a puppet of the system of supremacy. I got a job as a tool. If I hear somebody say anything, I say, you got a job as a tool. Black Americans no longer can do work with these people who are part of these political affiliations. Unless you're somebody who's saying, hey, I'm a part of this so I can help black folks. I ain't seen it. And that person ain't walking through that damn door. Therefore, family, I always tell people that foundational black Americans, we are independent. And I want you to always speak on your independence politically. Family, Barack Obama, this guy became the president of the United States of America, did something for everybody other than us, but he rode our wave to the White House. Kamala Harris, she told you she wasn't going to do nothing for us, but she rode our wave to the White House. I just showed you Jasmine Crockett using all this slang, trying to sound like us, did nothing for us, don't support us, had no policies for us, but she rode our wave, well, to getting fired. But nonetheless, so it shows you, fam, people who are self-identifying Democrats and Republicans, liberals and conservatives, they are not in it for the black community, because those two organizations are ran by, dominated by, and created by white people. I understand if a white person is a liberal conservative, that's their creation. I understand if a white person is down with the political structure, that is their creation. What the hell is a black person doing a part of that? And how can you sit there and know all these things? Think about it, fam. Do you ever hear, I'm asking everybody, do you ever hear a black Republican call out racism in the Republican community? Do you ever? Do you ever hear a black Democrat call out racism in the Democratic community? No, they turn a blind eye to it. Joe Biden gave a eulogy for a KKK member. They never said nothing. All the Democrats and Republicans do is point fingers at each other. You did it. No, you did it. No, you did it. Let me show y'all somebody. Y'all remember that guy? Let me show y'all while we in this thing cooking. Let me show y'all. These people running around here talking all that nonsense. Look at these numbers, family. Look at these numbers. You see it every single time. Look at these numbers. Look how much the Latino community was supporting the W's. Look at it right there. We want some more, family. Let's look at these right here. Look at this. Look how much, family, that these people. And when they got broken, look at these people, family. Look at that. Absolutely. They're the same and we are done. Let it all burn. This isn't even harsh. It's a pattern recognition. It's common sense. No, common sense is if you want to do something for the black community, you have to be a part of the black community. Y'all look at your screen right here. Do you wonder why you always get policies that are anti-black American? Family, look at all those people who are foreigners in the government. Do you think any of those people are going to do anything for black Americans, family? This is why you don't get any policies for us. This is why you don't get no policies that represent certified foundational Black American. You tell me right now the Black Democrat that has called that out. You tell me right now the Black Republican that has called that out. These folks will never do anything for foundational Black Americans unless we check them. We are chess players now. We ain't out here playing Uno and Connect Four. We ain't tap dancing. Shout out to the family. We out here holding it down and we're getting rid of it. So if you don't have an independent mind, boom. And also, never trust a Black person who is a part of a dominant society political party, because that's like trusting the house Negro when he goes inside and he's laughing at you while you outside in the cold. That's the same mentality. This all goes back to slavery, family. It all goes back to slavery. You can draw a direct correlation between slavery and political atmosphere in America today. You don't believe me? Think about it, family. What did the slave do? They did all the work, got none of the benefits. What does a Black voter do? They do all the work and get none of the benefits. Ain't it the same thing, family? What did the slave master do? He would say, hey, I'm better than the other slave master. I only make you pick cotton 13 hours. He'll make you pick it 17 hours. Doesn't that sound just like the Democrats saying, hey, Donald Trump is more racist than I am? They only point out racism when they can dump it on each other. You can draw a direct line. That's how they view Black Americans. And then the main thing, this is number 3, that is the most significant. If you want to draw the correlation between slavery and the political climate in America, what happens when you revolt against one of those political parties? The same exact thing that happened if you revolted against a plantation. We are the rebels who've been revolting, so we know it the best. You right now go call out the Democrats for racism. Do you know what their response will be? Their response will be to call you racial slurs. How do you know? It's because they say it to Black folks all the time. That's what Miss Nostril bucking was. So they reply to Black Americans calling out racism by calling us racial tropes in the process, family. We in here cooking tonight, and I'm not done. Let me show y'all exactly what I'm talking about. Y'all remember this woman right here, Mrs. Jermel Hill? Y'all remember Jermel Hill, family? Watch this right here. She comes out and she starts talking about Latinos being racist, right? And I want y'all to see how Mr. Latino responded to her. We don't want nothing to do with these anti-Black political parties who only use Black Americans as cannon fodder. Watch this.
There are Latinos who feel like they did it the right way, and because they did it the right way, they're trying to pull up the ladder for everybody else and say, hey, yeah, we did it the right way. We did it the way that, because what they're really saying is we did it the way the white people told us to do it, and because we did it, we want our gold star.
This is one of the most delusional takes I have heard. I am not surprised because Jamil is a woke progressive activist. When I moved to Thailand, was I doing it the way the white man wanted me to do it? Or was I doing it according to Thai immigration law? And by the way, Thai people, they're not white. Asking immigrants of all skin colors, all ethnicities, all nationalities to follow our immigration process has nothing to do with skin color. But I guess when you're a Democrat, the world revolves around skin color. These people have to get out of this mindset. It really is just, it's boring, it's tired, it's old. Move on.
Damn. I thought there was a correlation. I thought everybody was on the same page. What you're seeing now, family, is they are now witnessing what we've already told them. There ain't no such thing as none of these rainbow coalitions. Look how the rainbow coalition is happening. Fam, think about it. Foundational Black Americans, we didn't even participate in none of this. All this beefing and feuding and fighting, we're not even present in none of this. This is between the Democratic shills and all of their cronies. That's what's happening here. Black Americans are not involved in none of this. And notice how they're fighting. The same people that we said don't give a damn about Black folks, they're all piling in on each other. This is why we always separate from the crowd. And if you're looking at the crowd right now is fighting left and right. And that's good, because foundational Black Americans, we knew this was coming. We already seen it. And this is why we separated from everybody. And we're going to continue to do it. But that ain't the end of it, fam. I'm going to tell you even furthermore how delusional these people are and how delusional they get. Because remember, when you're dealing with the system of supremacy and you're dealing with the minions in the system of supremacy, they'll tap dance all damn day long and they don't even get nothing in the process. Look at this, fam. This is what we mean. This is what we're talking about. This is how the game goes. Watch this.
There's a lot of big stories coming out right now out of last night's election, and one of them is going to be the Latino vote in Texas. That's really what propelled James Tallarico over Jasmine Crockett. And Jasmine Crockett is set to likely, this will likely be the end of her political career as we know it. She had to not run in the primary for her House seat. So I imagine you'll see her leftist nonsense all over the news going forward, including her election denialism here. But that Latino vote you see in Texas is going to be a key indicator going not only into the runoff for Republicans, but also into the general election. This is a base that moved quite frequently. You saw a big move in the 2024 election for those Latino voters toward Republicans. And are we going to see that pendulum swing back?
Jasmine did all that tap dancing, all that pandering for the Latinos. She was even their little lapdog. And look how they did her. They Dominican Republic her, me no black. And she even tried to use Joe Biden tactics against them. If you don't vote for me, you're a self-hating Latino. That doesn't work when your opposition is from the same party as you. Race identity, race politics, it doesn't work. And plus her policies are so un-Texas, so un-American. Look at this. More open borders, easier pathway for undocumented immigrants to citizenship. Texas don't want that. Gun restrictions. Texas don't want that. And here's the kicker. Not only the Latinos came through for James, but the white progressives wasn't even rocking with Jasmine. The white progressives and James, he's known to be a Christian. He doesn't hide his faith. And you know how the white progressives sometimes feel about religion. They even, hey, we not rocking with Jasmine. 65 to 70% went towards James. And look at the loyal, faithful Black Americans that showed up for Jasmine, even though her policies did not benefit Black Americans, even though she did not advocate for Black Americans. She didn't even shed a tear for Linda Davis, the lady that was deleted by an undocumented immigrant. But she got up there and cried for that one white tea liberal. Right? Her policies don't benefit Americans. And this is a clear indicator when there's another candidate that you could vote for that's from the same party, the race card doesn't work and identity politics don't work. And clearly she tried to use that to her advantage. Is this the death of identity politics? Not only Jasmine's career, but identity politics.
There's a lot of big stories coming out.
There they go. It is bad day to be them, family. And let me tell you even further, fam. You can thank FBA. And let me tell you why you can thank FBA. And I can give you 100 reasons, but I'll give you about 5. First things first. Delineation made foundational Black Americans get on code together and collectively. Our solidarity throughout our delineation has been what's wrecking shop across the whole damn planet. See, when you delineate, the first thing you realize is that, oh, this is my brother, this is my sister. And we ain't like them. And once you establish that, then we move forward. Notice, fam, they could always peel us back, hold us back when we were a part of these little groups, when we thought we were down with these invisible riders, invisible parties, invisible organizations, because that's all the Republican shield and the Democratic shield are. They're fools who are part of invisible political parties with invisible political affiliations. The same people that they walk outside in the streets and have no conversation with, somehow they were led to believe that they were all down because they were fools. When you start talking about certified Black society, we said, hell no. If you want all of the great minds and intellectual people, we right here. If you want all the riders and the warriors, we right here. You want all the brothers and sisters, right here. We ain't have to go out there and chase no Black girl magic. We got certified sister magic. And that's right here in foundational Black America. So we cut off all the people who think they talking for Black men, who think they talking for Black women, who think they talking for the Black community. And we said, if anybody is going to talk for us, it's going to be us. And you're going to be certified. And if you ain't certified, you better keep your mouth closed and your ass better hit the street. That is where we started with delineation. Once that starts to take off, you start to see them poll numbers go down. Y'all realize immediately after we started to delineate is when you start to see the Democrats have this problem, have this FBA delineating problem. No longer can you fool Black people. You got to understand it is a multi-billion, trillion-dollar industry to fool Black Americans, to behoove us, to hoodwink us. That's the old days. The new days are we don't give a damn. And we moving forward based on our own. We walking in our own destiny because we FBA and we said so. You ain't gonna shame us. You ain't gonna play us. You disrespect one of us, here come the whole family. How do you know? Look how we roll for Janet Jackson. As we were just talking about Janet, let's take it a step further. Did you see how FBA rolled for Janet? You see how we said you ain't gonna disrespect Janet? I'm gonna say this now. Kamala was getting whooped on regardless. But the final straw is when they open their mouth about Janet Jackson. You don't disrespect foundational Black American royalty. See, unlike the Tethers, we know who our royal people are. It's all of us and it's all of our ancestors. And once you disrespected Janet, did you see how many brothers and sisters rolled together? The main thing I noticed about delineation, family, is that it was brought to you by brothers and sisters. Whenever I want to see somebody regulating, and I go to social media, I'm going to see about 15 sisters light somebody's ass up. I just seen it about 2 hours ago. Then I'm going to see about 15 brothers lighting somebody's ass up. I might even see some young folks lighting them up. And I always tell people, a family that delineates together stays together. And that's what's ruining everybody. So when they come around, they start dancing in the church, we regulate their ass. They realize it can't work. When they start paying off all the Democratic shields, we regulate the ass that don't work. When they start talking about what y'all need to do, we say what you need to do is get the hell up out of here. And you got about 5 seconds left before we really turn it up. And now they're stuck. And ever since then, they're losing election after election after election. When Kamala Harris comes out and Kamala Harris endorsement means dirt, damn, this was the vice president and her endorsement don't mean nothing. But guess what? Barack Obama endorsed her and his endorsement doesn't mean anything. You're seeing the end of the Black Democratic Shield. And we've been predicting that right here for the last 3 years. Why are you seeing it? Because their only job is to fool us. What happens when you can't fool Black Americans anymore? What happens when you can't trick us? A lot of people go broke. And that's what delineation has ushered in. And family, are we realizing the same loudmouth Democratic shield that we've been seeing going around for the longest amount of time, really making a mockery of our culture while she was pushing Skittles bag community rights? Her ass couldn't even win a primary, fam. She couldn't even make it to the midterms. You got whooped by nobody. We don't know who the hell this guy is. You were drawing in money from all these different people. You was having Kamala Harris. Think about it, fam. They can outspend us. They can't outwork us. Think about all the money that she was getting. Still got whooped on. You can't fight delineation. Think about the endorsements that she was getting. Still got whooped on. You can't fight delineation. Think about all the TV time. You can't fight delineation. She got whooped on by nobody knows. That tells you, yeah, it was the Latinos that was voting for the W man, but they was going to do that regardless. It was more so about us and not turning out. And when you look at the numbers, family, the massive drop in Black turnout won again. Yeah, the massive drop in turnout won again, aka the political party of the couch whoop the Democrats one more damn time, and we'll whoop the Republicans too. Anybody can get this smoke. Listen, fam, they talk about how she won this much percent of the Black vote, but that much percent in totality went through the floor. Same thing with Kamala. They'll tell you about the what? 92 percenters. But remember, family, that 92 percenter was nothing mere than about 50% of Black folks who stayed home. Y'all see what's happening when we staying home? When we ain't going out there? When we all made the collective effort that hell to the no, ABK be whooping ass. And it is brought to you by the FBA grassroots. And they can't run from it. They can't run from it. It's only going to get worse. I predict that you're going to see the Democrats falter even more because they were disloyal to Black folks who were loyal for them. Black folks should have never been voting for the Democratic Party for 60 years. However, there were elderly Black folks who felt that was the right thing to do, and they were being used. They were being played. They were being preyed upon. We all have some aunties, some grandparents who used to sit out there in the cold. Fam, y'all remember? It was always the old Black woman that was out there in the cold, rain, sleet, doing everything for that party while that party brings in illegals. When all the statistics show that it harms Black folks, they still was pushing that on us. So now this generation, the reparations generation, we showed up and said, all the times that you was hustling some of our older folks, come do that to us now. Come try that over here. Cross that goddamn line. And y'all notice now that they lose an election simultaneously as we step into the game. They don't like when FBA enters the chat, family. And we are making it happen in real time. Let me show you what I mean, my good brothers and sisters. We so damn thorough that they can't touch us. Look at this right here, fam. Notice these people are having their little crash outs, right? Notice these people think it's all sweet and dandy. Let me show y'all this woman. She's in here melting down so damn bad, and it is hilarious. Look at this, fam. This is another Democrat who realizes that yo ass is embarrassed. Watch.
This may sound harsh to some people, but let this be a lesson to Jasmine Crockett as well as the woman in Bell, California. No matter how much you seek to protect them, no matter how much you try to say that their lives are important and things like that, they will never protect you nor put you in office. They will never, ever put you first. They will never, ever use your likeness to represent them. They will not. You will be used as a voice to protect them. Meanwhile, they discard you. This is not meant to be mean. This is just a learning phase. And don't worry, because I'll be...
You mean a leering phase? She's out here leering just like the Somalian scammers. You just figured this out? You just figured this out, fam. The anti-Black American hatred has been here. The anti-Black American bigotry been here. Never trust somebody who only sees that these people of color don't like black folks after they lose an election. Never trust somebody that questions the Democrats after they lose an election. These people are really just having tantrums because they got whooped on and they got to admit we were right. How much do they got to admit that we were right? Y'all listen carefully for the word foundation when this woman talks. Listen.
Be the first to admit I was a Democrat. Do not worry, because them motherfuckers on the other side, trash. Both, trash. I don't care. Two sides of the same coin. It doesn't matter to me. But when she started talking about that and using our stories as to justify as to the reason why other people outside of us should get all of these things and they should do all of these things, she lost me. Why would you use us as the buffer, basically as the grounding or the foundation to uplift others as to why they need protection and not the actual foundation?
There you go again. Family, when you're watching ABC News, they bring up foundation. NBC, CNN, MSNBC. When you're looking at the newspaper, when you're on TikTok, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, everybody got to say foundation. Could it be that we in their head rent-free, family? Could it be they out here glitching and every time they down bad for the foundation of Black Americans? What about the foundation? You ain't never heard foundation so much until foundational Black Americans started kicking up dust. Now they losing elections and they got to say foundational. They know what it is. Nobody ever want to say that, never want to use the term until Black Americans step to the plate, start hitting these grand slam home runs up. Everything that she's saying been here. All the con games the Democrats are doing now, they've been doing. This ain't nothing new. The only thing that's new is that foundational Black Americans done put it on the main stage because we the main characters. They know what it is. Every time you hear somebody say foundation, take that as confirmation that we winning and we the reasons why they so down bad and melting down.
Why would you use us as the buffer, basically as the grounding or the foundation to uplift others as to why they need protection and not the actual foundation?
Because the actual foundation of this country has delineated and regulated, and we stepping away from all them chumps. We ain't done. Look at this, fam. Watch this right here. Y'all remember this person This person right here was always talking about black folk and did that and other thing. I think this person's a Caribbean, Dominican, and none of that. Watch this, fam.
These white liberals to prop her up as some ghetto black chick from the hood. When in reality, Jasmine Crockett, she grew up privileged. She went to a top-notch private school. She spoke well when she first ran for office. Very smart woman. Although our politics are very different, but Jasmine Crockett allowed herself to be used by the liberals, the far left. And when they were done with her, they replaced her with someone else, someone who's more likable, someone who can, fake the funk and portray himself as this so-called moderate. Now, I looked at this guy, James Tallarico's past comments and him using God and the Bible and Christianity as a way to prop himself up in the political arena. I think it's really disgusting to try to misrepresent God's views to try to enhance a radical agenda. I don't support it. I am a Christian. It goes against my beliefs. This whole thing with this James guy saying that God, supports the right to an abortion for the trans community is absolutely absurd. We should all be offended. This guy's totally misrepresenting the words of God. Now, for Jasmine Crockett, I know you don't want to admit that your party turned against you, but you did in the past said in an interview that there is racism in your own party. I've said this so many times that there's nothing more dangerous than a white liberal who's trying to use the black community to push an extreme radical agenda, and it only benefits them. It doesn't
stop. And she's saying it from the other side. Family, notice that they're saying everything that we've already said. They're just trying to say it with their political party sprinkled on top a little bit. They trying to Democrat or Republican sugarcoat this. We've been saying that as well. We've been calling people out, and you've been a tether. How about this guy? Look at it, fam. This man mad at y'all. Oh, look at him, family. He mad. Watch this guy. He mad at black folks because he said Team Couch is bad. He said, why did we let Jasmine lose? Y'all watch this right here.
This won't take me long to say. We some sorry motherfuckers. The black race. Sorry motherfuckers. In Texas, Jasmine Crockett loses. There are 4.5 million eligible black voters. Turnout was about 1.5, 1.8. Do you know what our ancestors fought for? Our grandparents, our great-grandparents.
F you. How about that, partner? F you. My ancestors didn't fight to go vote blindly for people who undermine my community. And my ancestors would never start off saying, we some sorry MFers. You look like you the MFer, and y'all know the MFer I'm talking about. He probably both the MFers. Y'all see what I'm talking about? Why we roast these people, why we regulate, why it's no mercy, why it's all gas, no brakes, and why we are completely rejoicing and all the Democratic shills crashing out. It's because this man's response to black Americans not voting is to say black Americans are sorry. And I'm sorry to tell your ass that you're going to be just like Jasmine. You're going to be right there in the homeless shelter because black Americans is going to see to it that all of y'all get canceled out. Let's go.
Parents got their ass beat to fight for the right to vote, and we sit on our big fat asses and do not vote, do nothing. Then we complain. This is a total disgrace. We should be ashamed of ourselves.
Yeah.
We have to do better, people.
And then he throws in the we got to do better. What you mean we? What you mean we? That right there is your typical Democrat. If you ever want to see why FBA regulate, fam, it's that right there. This new wave, this new frequency, this new energy is all because of these type of people. Family, I'm telling you now, the Democratic shills are about to go bye-bye. And I'm going to tell you why they're about to be gone. Family, they're about to be gone because the Democratic shills cost the Democrats a hell of a lot of elections. It was their idea to bring in these plantation sheriffs, these overseers. He's talking to black American voters the same exact way that the House Negro would talk to the House people, but also, because when I say house Negro, you got to remember, a lot of the house Negroes that were there, a lot of them actually helped black folks escape the plantation. So when I tell you about the house Negro, I'm also talking about the ones who were solid versus the house COON. Remember that, fam. That's a hidden part of history. That man right there represents the house COON, where he would disrespect the people out in the field. And if you didn't work for them or do what Master told you, that's what would happen. That's why Malcolm X was always saying they would come in and they would try to undo what we say. That's how they approach us when we don't vote for the Democratic Party. If you don't vote for the Democratic Party, they want to get tough. And let me tell you something. A Democratic shield is softer than Carnival cotton candy. They faker than Lee press-on nails, okay? You ain't busting a grape, a cantaloupe, a damn strawberry in a fruit fight. Sit your ass down, homeboy, all right? And you can take them damn wheelchairs because I know that's what you got with you. Ain't nobody scared of no damn Democratic shield. Trust me. The overseer is gone. The plantation sheriff, gone. Matter of fact, if the plantation sheriff or the plantation overseer want to get some real smoke, get off TikTok and go tell that to a black American out here in these streets. I know a 70-year-old black man down the road, and he will crack you crazy with his damn cane if you ever told him that. And he's certified. So trust me when I tell you, it could be the 70-year-olds, it could be the 60-year-olds, it could be the 50-year-olds, the 40-year-olds, the 30-year-olds, the 20-year-olds. I know some damn 15-year-olds that would push your damn wheelchair over. Stop playing, overseer. Because the only thing you overseeing right now is Joe Biden's NUTs on your damn chin. And what do you call those? Chin nuts. Let me go further, fam. We ain't done. We are in here roasting these damn folks. I told you I brought my petty with me, and we're going to continue to bring the petty. But I want y'all to see, these folks don't want to leave the plantation. They believe that they belong on the plantation. So that's exactly where the hell we going to leave them, on the plantation. Here we go, family. More.
See, in Texas, once again, proved to me why black people need to sit this one out. And I'm not talking about not going to vote. No, go vote. Make sure them red motherfuckers in Texas stay out of it, and we can win Texas, make Texas blue again. That's not what I'm talking about. But what I'm saying is the reason why Jasmine Crockett lost was because of the Latino vote. Just like the reason why Donald Trump became president, because of the Latino vote. It's like roaches for raid. But you know what? Like I said, I like Tellerico, but I still felt that black people need more representation in politics, period. That's why I was encouraged to vote for Jasmine Crockett. But once again, the Latinos made us realize why it's always us against everybody else.
Fam, where have they been? Fam, listen, brothers and sisters, my certifieds, where the hell these people been? This is all within the last 3 days. Y'all notice they acting like they just got an epiphany? They don't like us. Can you believe that? I can't believe there's no nothing in the black and brown coalition. I can't believe the last guy had Joe Biden's NUTs on his lips. I can't believe that Julio Romero don't feel the same as us. They're sitting there getting mad because they just found out that nobody likes them when black Americans been telling them, and then they would get mad at us in the process. This is a deranged, delusional Democrat, the triple D. And if you add a fourth D, it's the thing to put the in old buddy's mouth. And you know what that one goes. It starts with a D and it rhymes with stick. Foundational Black Americans, we in here. Let's go.
I need y'all to sit down. They think black voters are irrelevant. They think black voters are a non-factor. Show them how much black voters are actually needed in a general election in Texas. The amount of happiness I saw from white leftists with the clear voter suppression going on in Dallas County, like you are actually happy that black people were being turned away at the polls. I think this election showed a clear sign of who is an ally and who is a foe. And to say that Jasmine Crockett losing is the end of identity politics in the Democratic Party is just absurd. If you voted for James Tallarico because he is a white male and you thought that that meant he was more electable, that is the very definition of identity politics. Y'all are not serious people. Jasmine Crockett got the Stacey Abrams and Kamala Harris treatment. And all I have to say is if black women cannot be leaders in the Democratic Party, if black women are unelectable, then black voters are unpersuadable.
And certified black American women don't rock with you because you are a counterfeit Democrat. Democratic shield. Family, we gonna go there, and I'm gonna make this crystal clear since we in here roasting full time. Let's go to work. Right now, you're starting to see the W Democrats. They're all saying we're tired of having melanated people in our party. You're starting to see a mass exodus. So something's gonna have to change, and you're seeing the change now. It has been made, and trust me, some phone calls have been placed. And the higher ups in the Democratic Party and the higher ups with the liberals, they're saying two things. Either you get rid of all these melanated people who are representing our party, or we're going to switch over to MAGA. We always talk about how much Donald Trump destroyed Kamala Harris. Do you know the secret ingredient in the 2024 election that we spoke about right here on the Black Alpha Network, family, when nobody in media talked about it? The secret thing is how many lifelong Democrats went to go vote for Donald Trump. Yes, a lot of Democratic people said they don't want to be a part of a party with Roland Martin, with Joyless Reed. Why the hell would they? Do you think your average W who lives in Iowa wants to share a party with Joyless Reed? Do you think your average W who lives in Alabama who wants to share a party with Wes Moore, with Jasmine Crockett? They're doing nothing but running all of the W Democrats over to the conservatives, MAGA, and the Republicans. That's what's really happening. So what you're going to see now, fam, is these people are leaving that party, and they're leaving all the melanated folks right behind. So the Democrats now are going to be put in a position. And the reason why you've seen all these videos that I just showed you guys on this broadcast, and we highlighted how all those lefties are throwing her under the bus, because the lefties are becoming righties because they're tired of sharing a political party with a bunch of melanated other people, mops. Trust me when I tell you that. This is what's happening right now. Nobody's going to say it other than us, family. Just like, we're the only ones who call out every goddamn thing. If you want to know the truth, listen to a foundational Black American. That's where you'll get it. In Foundational Black Americans, we telling everybody right here, right now, that you're starting to see a populist change, a demographic change. The Republicans in MAGA won the last election in one of the biggest landslides of all time. That wasn't just Black folks not voting. That was a bunch of W's who left the party, a mass exodus. It's the same exact thing happened back in the day with Ronald Reagan. When Ronald Reagan ended up becoming president, a lot of lifelong Democrats left because of Jimmy Carter, and they said, we're going to be a part of the Reagan Republicans. It's the same thing now. You are not going to appeal to the dominant society with a Roland Martin, with a Barack Obama, with a Kamala Harris, because all of them are watching these people play out and run their mouth. Trust me, there's about 15 Mayos and Miracle Whips as I speak who live in Kansas, and they sitting there watching Jasmine Crockett run her damn mouth, and they saying she's ruining everything. Why do you think James Carville came out just a few weeks ago? And what did he say? James Carville said, we need to kick Omar out. Trust me, fam. I'm not talking about the Republicans and the conservatives. We'll put them over here on the side in a box. Let's talk about the liberals. They're tired of sharing a damn party with a bunch of damn tethers who come here from Jamaica and go above the damn W's. Only in the Democratic Party can a Jamaican be above a W. Can a Haitian be above a W? All that inclusive identity politics, that's turning off white America with the liberals and the Democrats. So they're becoming MAGA. I believe that MAGA ended up getting at least a 50 to 65% of increase of new voters and supporters just based off of Kamala Harris, Barack Obama, Roland Martin, Joyless Reed, and Jasmine Crockett. And I ain't even got to the dark white Latinos yet. This is why you're going to have to choose. They're going to have to pick. Either you're going to keep investing in these Black or melanated other people in the Democratic Party who cannot even turn out the Black vote, who's turning off all these white folks, or they packing their bags and they going to vote for Donald Trump. I bet you they go vote for J.D. Vance. How much you want to bet? How much you want to bet that they will go vote for J.D. Vance and they getting the hell out of there? This is why when we tell everybody the Democrats are on their final wing, they are about to be defunct, they're about to be destroyed, and you can thank foundational Black Americans. I'm going to tell y'all, like I told y'all I was going to say in the beginning of the broadcast, FBA did that. This is all because of FBA. When we started to delineate and we exposed all these people and we said, we're not voting for that guy, where his family from? That hairline look a little too janky for me. We started seeing these people elevate these other groups above us, bringing in all these illegals to our community, writing all these laws for the Starburst and the Skittles bag and the fruit roll-up while we get left with nothing. We got tired of the benign neglect, and we started looking at these politicians and saying, wait, hold up. He's not even black. He's not even from here. He's not a part of our lineage. Look at Kamala Harris. This woman is an Indian Jamaican who had a fake grandma. Notice they don't talk about her grandma no more. And we exposed all that. So the fact that we started to expose that, we called out Barack Obama, said this man is a Mayo and a Kenyan. These people are not of the lineage. This is all a direct effect of delineation. So therefore, we completely withdrew. And then in the 2024 election, something interesting happened. What ended up happening in the 2024 election, after all the money that they spent trying to get Black Americans to go vote, we openly told them we weren't going to go vote. It's one thing to just not show up quietly. It's another thing to say, I'm Team Couch, F y'all, I ain't coming. And that's what we did. And we said it loud and boisterous. So everybody start picking up on it. This is why you start to see people like Tucker Carlson. You start to see Ann Coulter say foundational. Megyn Kelly, I told y'all, she be following me. She be stalking me on Twitter. It's not because she agrees with Black Alpha's reparations plan. It's because she wants to hear the reparations, the delineation, the regulation, talking points and narratives so she can go push it. And she can push it to go against the Democrats. Not because she wants to actually have those, but she can use that as political currency. So now we got the Democrats and the Republicans fighting each other. The same way we got the Mayo and the Miracle Whip fighting each other. The same way we got the Tethers fighting each other. We got the taco truck and the burrito truck fighting each other. You can directly pinpoint exclusively that specifically back to foundational Black Americans. Again, FBA did that. So the biggest thing that you start to see now is that the Democratic Party is at a turning point, no pun intended. They're going to say either we're going to go that way or you're going to kick out all these damn melanated people. It doesn't serve a W in America, a soccer mom, to sit there and see Jasmine Crockett. Y'all see what I showed y'all? They went from just a year ago singing songs about Jasmine Crockett to now throwing her and her eyelashes under the Greyhound bus. Took a wig and just threw it into the goddamn river. You see how quick they turned on them, family? Think about it. Roland Martin, fired 6, 7, 8, 9 times. Joyless Reed, she got fired immediately after the election. Jasmine Crockett, she got fired on her day off. Barack Obama, he's in hiding. Kamala Harris is drunk as hell. And if you really want to go there, look at Barack Obama. Who goes in on Barack Obama more? Is it the Republicans or is it the Democrats? I see way more liberals that go in on Barack Obama. I'm going to tell you why. They thought that Barack Obama was going to be the person that rocked us to sleep for the next century. And we ran his ass completely out the paint. Once the Democrats see that you hold no influence over Black Americans, they don't like you no more. That's what's happening to Jasmine Crockett. They seen that Jasmine Crockett has no bearings on what we do socially or politically. They seen that Kamala Harris has no bearings on what we do socially or politically. They see that Barack Obama cannot relate to us and we don't rock with him. So they simply said, we're going to go ahead and cut our losses. Either you're going to be an asset or a liability. There ain't nothing in between. There ain't no gray area. It's A or B. And we have made all of them be seen as liabilities. And ain't nobody going to continue to pay no damn liability, especially when the liability is making you lose elections. Elections are the realest thing in America to these people. It's a matter of jobs for them. So you think they going to lose their damn elections and jobs because Roland Martin won't quit cussing out Black Americans? Roland Martin won't put the whopper down? Because Jasmine Crockett is out here acting like a sister girl when really she's a valley girl? These W's and the liberals, they're not playing them games no more. They're seeing right now out in California, shout out to the West Coast. What did foundational Black Americans do? Family, we ruined Gavin Newsom 4 or 5 years before his ass runs in 2028. His campaign is already over because of FBA. Family, how in the hell did we ruin Gavin Newsom before he even said he gonna run for president? Damn, we working overtime. Remember back in the old days, It'd take 30 years, 60 years. Black Americans were always behind, waiting for something to happen. Y'all notice now we're there before before folks even know it's happening. Before they show up, before they even know where to go to show up. We done already ruined them. That's what FBA does, family. FBA in the house, I see you. This is what we've been doing, family, as Certified Foundational Black Americans, and it's powerful. It's a wonderful thing, and it's all brought to you by us. So you go ahead and applaud yourself and be proud to be a part of this phenomenal generation that will go down as the greatest generation in American history, and that goes for everybody. And I say that without a shadow of a doubt, family. It's all because of Certified FBA. But Certified FBA ain't done. Let me show y'all this as we proceed to give you what you need. There's more smoke that we got for these folks. And in the meantime, let me show you some of the smoke that they got for each other. And this is why we love in the game, and this is why we run in the game. Family, feel good to be on top. And Foundational Black Americans, that's what we live at. Let me show y'all this right here. This is exactly what I mean by delineation got these people running scared. They out there giving these people all the work that they can handle. They out there giving them all the work that they can see. And these people know goddamn well for certain that when Foundational Black Americans show up to the building, it is over for everybody. Did y'all see this right here? Fam, when I tell y'all FBA runs the yard, FBA runs the yard. Look at this, fam. Did y'all see a little change in the administration that happened the other day? Watch.
Breaking news into CNN. Kristi Noem is out as the Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. We have a team of reporters on this. Let's start with Kristen Holmes at the White House. Kristen, it was, like 10 minutes ago that you were reporting that her job was in jeopardy, and now it's official.
Yep, President Trump has announced that he has fired the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Kristi Noem. This is the first cabinet position that he has fired during his second term. Of course, the only other high-profile ouster we've had like this was when Mike Waltz served as the head of the National Security Council. He was the National Security Advisor. So President Trump just posted this on Truth Social. He said, "I am pleased to announce that the highly respected United States Senator from the great state of Oklahoma, Mark Wayne Mullen, will become the United States Secretary of Homeland Security effective March 31st, 2026. And Boris, just so you know, this is one of the names that we had heard he was floating in these conversations he was having with lawmakers on Capitol Hill. The current secretary, Kristi Noem, who has served us well and has had numerous and spectacular results, especially on the border, will be moving to be special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, our new security initiative in the Western Hemisphere. We are announcing on Saturday in Doral, Florida. I thank Kristi for her service at Homeland." Again, this is a huge deal, Boris. This is the first time he is firing a cabinet member. He has been incredibly reluctant this term to fire, to shuffle any of his staff, any of his officials, because of the perception of his first term when he was in office, that it was a revolving door. However,
Whoa. We about to talk about that, family. Let's talk about it. Here we go. I'm going to tell y'all exactly why that ended up going down. I'm going to tell y'all exactly why that popped off. Probably about 2.5 weeks ago, me and my sister Natural had a conversation about a lot of these different dealings that were going on in Minnesota. I'm going to tell y'all how it ended up playing out. By the way, I'm not speaking as somebody who's watching Kristi Noem from afar. Remember, y'all, I met Kristi Noem. So I know how Kristi Noem moves around a lot of these people. I met her in Savannah, Georgia, okay? So checkmate on this one. She got fired because Black Americans didn't go out to those ICE protests. And when we didn't go out to those ICE protests, the ICE agents ended up unaliving those 2 W's. Let me ask y'all a question right now. When was the last time you seen the Alex Petrie guy? And when was the last time you seen the Renee Good lady? Have y'all seen them? And then let me ask you a question again. When was the last time you seen the guy who unalived Charlie Fatigue? When was the last time you seen any of those 3 individuals? Somebody tell me. When was the last time? I ain't seen them. I remember that they were front page news all the time. You seen them left and right as soon as it happened, and then bam, they disappeared. You ain't seeing them on the news no more. You don't see that guy who got unalived by ICE. That story went from the main story to gone. Same with the Renee lady. Main story, gone. You ain't seen nothing about Charlie Fatigue. They don't even mention his name, because to mention his name means you'd have to mention the name of the person who unalived them. In the system of supremacy, they don't like the aesthetics of them being the main people on television who are papping each other. You don't see them no more, do you? Another question. When was the last time you guys seen Tim Waltz? Remember all the Somali scamming stuff that was front page news and you're seeing it every day? And then what happened? Those two W's got taken out, unalive. Next thing you know, Donald Trump makes a phone call. Tim Walz comes out and says he had a great conversation with Donald Trump. Boom, you don't see Tim Walz no more. So Tim Walz, don't see him no more. Seen him every day. The Somali scamming story, hush, hush, quiet. You don't see Alex Petrie. You don't see Renee Good. You don't see the guy who unalived Charlie Kirk, and you don't even see Charlie Kirk ever no more. Let me tell you why, family. That's because foundational Black Americans, through delineation, we've got it on code, and we are like this. Y'all notice everybody's mad at our unity? Y'all notice everybody's upset at our solidarity? I'm looking at all these other people out there, you know, the ones that's always chirping about us, and I'm looking at they ain't getting along too damn good. Hell no. You got the Mexicans who don't like other Mexicans. You got the Africans who don't like other Africans. Caribbeans don't like other Caribbeans. You got the males and the Miracle Whips pap-papping, rat-a-tat-tatting each other right there in the middle of the street. What is FBA out here doing? We line dancing. Fam, there ain't no more unity than line dancing. You literally got to dance in sync, and that's what we doing. Nobody can hit us with the, what about blacks on black crime? Hell, speaking of that, when was the last time you heard anybody bring up black on black crime? When was the last time somebody brought up, what about Chicago? They can't say that no more, because every time you turn around, you're being flooded with images of Black American solidarity. We got 2.6 thousand people in the chat right now. We turning up with FBA love. Hidden Color 6 about to come out, and we really about to push the frequency of FBA unity and love. But I can't say the same thing about their community. Matter of fact, with their community, I'm seeing people mad, angry, upset. They're making threats. Go on TikTok right now. Just type in Mayo liberals. Watch all the things that they're going to say about Mayo conservatives. Back and forth, forth and back. Look at the names that they call Donald Trump. Look how mad everyone else is, and look how strong in the united front Black Americans are. I say that to say this, double up, and bring it back. So once foundational Black Americans, through delineation, regulating, and being certified, we stood on code together with unity, love, and solidarity. We said we ain't going out there to none of these damn protests. And when we said we ain't going out there to them protests, next thing you know, somebody had to go out there and be on the front line. Didn't I tell y'all that the Latinos wanted us to be out there? Didn't I tell y'all Jasmine Crockett, she wanted us to be out there? When we said no, somebody had to play the role of the front line. And two W's did. And they got rat-a-tat-tatted. Once they got rat-a-tat-tatted, next thing you know, some phone calls was made, and the dominant society had to get on the same page. You know, the same liberal conservative that fight all day, they said, wait a minute, we're not liking the aesthetics of every time somebody turns on the TV, it's another W face that is unaliving another W. Notice that? Next thing you know, Donald Trump, he called off the Minneapolis ICE raids. You notice that? Next thing you know, the guy who was the Border Patrol agent, he got fired. And they brought in Tom Homan. Next thing you know, you see Kristi Noem talking about body cams. Kristi Noem is the fall person for W on W crime and them two W's being taken out in the streets by them ICE agents. Because they see they can't blame Black Americans for it. Trust me, if they could blame Black Americans for all this, she'd still have a job. But they can't. Now they got to say somebody gonna get the blame. Because when Mayo starts rat-a-tat-tat and Miracle Whip, somebody got to pay the piper. And they said, get her and go ahead and cancel her. And then the call came in quick. And y'all notice now they're talking about money laundering. They're talking about fraud. Donald Trump just came out today and said she was lying under oath. She about to get wrecked. She is in the worst position to be in as a W in the system of supremacy. What is that? You are being seen as the fall person for all of the crime, criminality, and degeneracy from that community. And you know, like I know, like we know, there's a hell of a lot of degeneracy from them, and it's all being dumped on her. And why is that, family? It's because Black Americans said, what y'all having for dinner? Because we ain't going out there in them streets. You know how we saw the ICE protests? When we were scrolling down the damn internet timeline. And notice I said scrolling down and going right past it because we ain't give her off. And that's what's happening right now with her. So she's being brought in and everybody sees her being thrown under the bus. So let's get this right. Let's connect the dots. Let's bring it all in as we do in certified Black society. Jasmine Crockett got thrown under the bus because she couldn't sister girl her way to get Black Americans to vote. All of the lefty liberals, they're throwing her under the bus. They're going in on her. They're dogging her and dismissing her. And all the Latinos are dogging her and dismissing her. You don't want to get in the way of FBA. Kristi Noem, right now, she's getting thrown under the bus because she couldn't promote Black folks to go out there in the front line. She couldn't promote Black folks to get up and go out there and handle business that ain't got nothing to do with us. So now, therefore, both of them are residing under the bus. One is under the bus from the liberals, one is under the bus from the conservatives, but both of them are under the bus because of us. When foundational Black Americans don't come out to play, everybody else gets a good old-fashioned dosage of ABK, bars. And we're not done when we tell everybody what's coming next. What's going to come next, family? You're going to start to see everybody really turn up with this inter-turmoil, inter-feuding, inter-fighting. The same Black Americans that they always try to tell us, y'all don't love each other, y'all hate each other. We're out here showing images of us holding each other down. We're showing images of us standing together. They can't say that. They can't say that because we're looking at the images with them. Oh, and it's horrible. It is horrible what's going on in their community. So they done made the phone call and they done got her up out the way. And the next thing you know, family, they done eased back with all of that. And don't be surprised if she ends up getting brought up on charges. And you know, the crazy thing about that is, family, just a few days ago, she was at one of the little hearings, and who was she talking to? Jasmine Crockett. Jasmine Crockett and Kristi Noem, both of the people who reside under the bus because FBA delineation has helped everything on our side and wreck shop on their side. They was having a little conversation. They was talking. She was going in. They was feuding and fighting. They were having the we both got thrown under the bus problems. And foundational Black Americans, we was good. And that's how we're always going to be. We're always going to be good. We're better than better. We're better than great. We're better than perfection. FBA is right in the exact place that we need be. And we're doing the exact thing that we need to. Don't change nothing up. Don't listen to none of these bums and these smuts running around here. They only hating on foundational Black Americans because they can't stop us, y'all. They can't stop us. I mean, it's one thing to sit back and remember a year ago and all the momentum we had, family. Do you know we have a whole nother 365 days worth of momentum? And we're so far ahead of the curve and can't nothing stop this FBA train. And it's only getting bigger and better by the day. You're talking about politicians. You're talking about festivals. You're talking about rappers. You're talking about singers. You're talking about foreigners and tethers, MFers. All of them are all being canceled and roasted because they can't move FBA off our square. And when you can't move FBA off of their square, then we only grow. That's why I tell people, we don't flee, we don't run, we don't hide, we stand on business and we multiply. And that's where foundational Black Americans are moving along. So if anybody wants to know what's coming next, I'm going to tell you, just look at what we're doing now and you turn it all the way up to the maximum. Speaking about turning things up to the maximum, I'm going to show y'all some more things that we've been out here turning up to the maximum as we in here roasting all of these folks. Notice, y'all, this FBA delineation movement got everybody out here trying to steal our words, trying to talk like us, trying to speak like us. They can't do that. You know what I'm saying? They only make themselves look worse every time they do it. They only crash out furthermore every time they speak. But the main thing that's really got these people upset and angry is that when foundational Black Americans do what we're doing today, everyone has to not just get out of our way. Everyone else has to go make something for themselves. And they can't make anything for themselves. Remember, you're dealing with a bunch of people that have always thieved off of FBA. They've always stole off of FBA. Well, the next thing that's coming, oh man, here we go. Y'all know all the people hating on us? We talked about Iran, right? We talked about Venezuela, right? We talked about how Donald Trump is going one by one to these places. Family, you ain't got to just worry about these tethers coming to the United States of America and getting deported, because now the policy of the American government is if your ass wants to come here, we gonna go over there. Add the new country to the list of takeover. Here you go. Donald Trump now is telling everybody the next stop is Cuba. There it is. There it go. So all of the Jorges, all the Rodriguezes, all the Arribas, you can go ahead now and add Cuba to the list. Venezuela, gotcha. Iran, gotcha. Now, the United States of American government is fast tracking right on over to Cuba. Let's see what's happening in the country that we built and how they're trying to take other countries that hate on us.
President Trump telling Fox News that he believes Cuba, the Cuban regime, is going to fall, quote, sometime soon. He also says there are diplomatic talks ongoing now and that they are going to continue, spearheaded by Secretary of State Marco Rubio over the coming days and weeks. We will obviously be following that very closely. Brett?
Okay, Jillian Turner, live at the State Department. Jillian.
Stop! Boy, you cold in the chat. Somebody said, uh-oh, Dr. Kumar. Dr. Kumar, they about to come to your hood, bruh. What you gonna do, Dr. Kumar? Is Dafata or Dakaka or whatever the helicaka that you got, is that gonna work for you, bruh? Is that gonna work? I want to know, Dr. Kumar, what you gonna do? Because they coming right on over there. Fam, if you hear them talking, let's go ahead and hear it from Donald Trump. Donald Trump, he's doing what? Something again that we predicted. We told everybody that Marco Rubio was being a good little dark white community. Yes, remember y'all, the dark white community, they're always getting put in the position. You know how they all sided with the W guy down in Texas? Marco Rubio has the position that he's going to be the one who single-handedly connects Donald Trump's administration with taking down Cuba. You don't go on TV and say Cuba's about to fall unless you're about to take Cuba. Look at this right here, fam. Donald Trump is praising Marco Rubio. Remember he used to call him Little Marco? That's his partner in crime now. He done got him a dark white friend. Look at it. Here we go. Watch this, fam, and watch how he is calling it out.
Well, Cuba's doing very badly. They're failing. Cuba right now is, to put it mildly, a failing nation. And I've been hearing about Cuba. I said before, since I'm a little boy, I've been hearing about Cuba, and everybody wanted to change. And I can see that happening. Marco Rubio is dealing on it, and at a very high level. And, you know, they have no money, they have no oil, they have no food. And it's really right now a nation in deep trouble, and they want our help.
Stop. Just in case, family, you ain't catch it. He said they got no food, they got no nothing, and they want our help. One more time.
Been hearing about Cuba, and everybody wanted to change. And I can see that happening. Marco Rubio is dealing on it, and at a very high level. And, you know, they have no money, they have no oil, they have no food. And it's really right now a nation in deep trouble, and they want our help.
Oh, fam, you only get that right there if you know they about to run up on you immediately. Cuba is next. And guess what, family? A lot of the Cubans are in the streets, and they're saying they want it to happen. I-S-U not, fam. Watch this. Let's go there. Here we go. Here we go. Follow me now. Follow me now. Follow me now. Follow me now. Let's get to the point. This right here is going to show y'all what I mean. They're out. Look at the Cubans. Look at the Cubans, y'all. Look at this. This is a pro-Trump rally, and they're telling Trump, please come to Cuba and come get us. Waving the flags. Look at this. Right there. This isn't a we don't like Cuba. This is a Trump, please come. Yo, what's up with all of these people that are begging Donald Trump to come and take their country? You see why we don't rock with tethers? You see why? Oh, we're not done. Let's go down the line. Let's go down the line. Let's go all the way down. One at a time, family. Here we go. Even furthermore.
Who gave himself a 15 out of 10 on how the war is going so far. Here's some of the newsy things he told me in about a 5-minute conversation. Number one, he said, quote, Iran is not the same country it was a week ago. A week ago, they were powerful, and now they've been indeed neutered. On the question, this is a really important.
No. I didn't say that was Cuba. No. Those are Cubans who are not saying that they want to have them stop. Those are people in Florida. I know that's Florida. I know, I've been there. I know what it is. That's not, no. That's not Cuba. Those are Cubans in Florida.
Important question of who's going to be the next leader of Iran. He said to me, it might be okay if it is still a religious leader. Quote, well, I might be, yeah, it depends on who the person is. I don't mind religious leaders. I deal with a lot of religious leaders, and they are fantastic. He said, the key is that there has to be a leader that's going to be fair and just, do a great job, treat the United States and Israel well, and treat other countries in the Middle East. They are all our partners. What about the rising gas prices? He said, that's all right. It'll be a short-term time. It'll go way down very quickly. I asked if that is going to depend on what's happening in the Strait of Hormuz. He insisted that's already figured out. We've knocked their Navy because, you know, when you knock out the Navy, they can't do what they wanted to be able to do. So the Navy is we just hit about the 25 mark. Can you imagine that? The big ones, 25 ships are down. Here's something else that's pretty newsy that he offered. I didn't ask about it, and it's Cuba. He said Cuba is going to fall pretty soon. By the
Here we go.
Way, unrelated, but Cuba is going to fall too. They want to make a deal so badly. He said they want to make a deal, and so I'm going to put Marco Rubio, of course, over there, and we'll see how that works out. We're really focused on this one right now, meaning Iran. We've got plenty of time, but Cuba's ready after 50 years. I've been watching it for 50 years, and it's fallen right into my lap because of me. It's fallen, but it's nevertheless fallen right into the lap, and we're doing very well.
Damn. D-Zam. Hold up. Okay, family. Let's break this down. Let's break this all the way down. Let's go ahead and put the Ruby hole on the screen. There they go. Let's look.
See,
family, when they say that they're about to go into Cuba, they about to go into Cuba. And they already got Venezuela. They're talking about Greenland. And in the beginning of that statement, you seen them talking about Iran. They're already saying that they're handpicking somebody in Iran. Donald Trump is trying to colonize everybody. And all of these people who've been coming over here to the United States of America, absolutely disrespectful. Now America's about to show up in your hood. You're about to get what you asked for. This is why Black Americans don't trust these people. I want everybody to think about it, fam. The reason why Black Americans separate ourselves from Tethers, look at the disloyalty that these people have. That's Marco Rubio, who's facilitating a complete takeover of his homeland on behalf of the dominant society. The same exact way that you look and you see numbers like that right there, and then you turn around and then you see more numbers like those right there. These people are obsessed with serving W's because deep down inside, they all feel that they are the W. So next thing you know, you're going to see people saying, I want you to come over here. We already showed you. Nigerians are begging Donald Trump to pull up. Venezuelans were, and then he did. Cubans now are riding through the streets in Florida saying, come on down, help me, please. And Iranians are out there doing the YMCA shuffle that Donald Trump does. All of these people are disloyal to their homelands. And when FBA says that these people are disloyal to their homelands, they get upset. Family, we have been 150% confirmed with everything we said. You never trust a fleer. Look how these people are selling out their homelands, asking for America to come. America's coming over there with things you drop from the sky that explode. They're not showing up with flowers, okay? The flowers ain't coming. So the very fact that the flowers ain't coming and they still want all of that, that tells you exactly everything you need to know. Like we always say, family, we delineated at the perfect time. When I tell you we delineated at the perfect time, that's exactly what I mean. You cannot trust these people. Remember, all the people who are begging Donald Trump to come over there and to colonize them, those are the same people who come over here and say, we all blacks and brown. We all black, brother. We all people of color. It's the same people. So only thing that you would have done is you would have inherited their fleer mentality, their fleer, hopper, skipper, jumper, MFer beliefs. And Black Americans said, hell no. Y'all go do all of that and we make it clear. We're the ones who highlighted how these people don't like their homelands. Now everybody else wants to pick it up, but we started it. So the fact that we have started that and everyone sees it, it only further lets you know exactly what we mean. Fam, it's about to get all the way real. And when he was talking about Iran, he was talking about Iran from the aspect of they're picking the new dictator in Iran. They're picking him. They're picking the dictator in Iran right now. Everybody that the Iranian people have put up, they've already unalived them. Quick, boom, in what, a week? So they're getting all of them out the way, moving them to the side. They're going to already go in there with Cuba. America is trying to do a complete takeover of Latin America. Back when I was, when was this? This was, I was studying, this was a couple years ago, I was studying some stuff. And I had said, South America expansion, North America's planning to rape the people and the land without asking. And I'd be damned if I said that about 10 years ago, and it's happening now, family. They are going down to South America, and don't be surprised if they take South America country by country by country. They're not going to do the old games. I'll just get a dictator here, dictator here. Donald Trump is coming in full gangster style, and he's also doing it simultaneously out there in the Middle East. It is about to get real for them. This is why it started. Remember when he said the Gulf of America? Y'all remember that? Everybody thought that was just Donald Trump being petty. No, he was really coming up with the Gulf of America so he can go over there and annex them governments and recolonize them. They're all about to get recolonized. So, Mr. Rodriguez, Ramirez, Martinez, Romero, you've been talking about Black Americans. You've been wondering why we didn't rock with Bad Bunny. While y'all was dancing for Bad Bunny, Donald Trump was putting them damn targets on all your Latin America countries. One more time. While you was out there mad at Black Americans about Bad Bunny, you should have been worrying about Donald Trump trying to overthrow your country. But then again, are they really mad? Because a lot of them want it to happen. So when they're over there in shackles, living in cages, getting disrespected, remember, that's what you asked for. That's what you asked for. We got one more to show y'all, family. Look at this right here. This is what we mean about all these individuals as we go down the line and truly break down world news and how everything is happening so fast, so quick, fam. Matter of fact, I'll show you a better actual footage of this. This is actually them still protesting, or not protesting, hell. This is them still begging, because y'all know they be loving them hoes. Let me show y'all. Here we go. Look at that. This is it even further, fam. Look at these folks out there saying, Trump, come to Cuba. Oh, nah, I'm not playing music. Y'all know the song. It sounds like one long song any goddamn way. Look at that right there, fam. Look at them out there, right down there in Miami. Shout out to Miami if we got Miami in the building. Look at that. Look at these people. Look at them right there, family. Look at this. Miami caravan in support of Trump's efforts to liberate Cuba. Fam, are they still falling for the liberate? Are they really still falling for that, fam? They're coming here to liberate us. No, they just want to liberate. Who the hell still believes that? Who's still on that kind of time? Liberation? Really? If you believe for 1 second that these people are coming over there talking about some damn liberation, you crazy. But then again, fam, a lot of them are exactly that. Crazy. They crazy in love with the W's. No matter how the W's attend or treat them, no matter what the W's do to them, they're going to always roll out them damn red carpets, because when you want to be a part of the W community, you willing to take a couple bangs, booms, and bams in the process. And that's what they're doing. They are out there willing to take all of that just so they can perhaps be honorary. These are your honorary W's doing honorary things so they can get them a couple burrito biscuits and they can perhaps be accepted in all of this. That lets you know what it is. But I'm going to show y'all something massive, family. When I tell everybody that Black Americans have rendered all of the Democratic shills useless, when I tell you that foundational Black Americans have made all of them disposable based on us being regulators, the final straw looks like it may drop in that situation. At least foundational Black Americans call things out months in advance, weeks in advance, but now we're calling things out a year in advance. Family, they have a massive effort now to go after Barack Obama. And I'm going to tell y'all exactly what I mean. When I tell you that the Democratic Party is getting rid of everybody and Black Americans delineating to show the world, these people cannot control us. The overseers, let me go there. All of the plantation overseers and sheriffs, we've canceled all of them. And when we cancel all of them, because we regulators, that makes all of the Democratic masses who've been paying them go after them. One more time. When we cancel them, their masters go after them. And now that they're getting seen as disposable and useless, they're going to get punished. Yes, Kamala will be punished. Jasmine Crockett will be punished. And the main person, who was the first person that they sent in to be the plantation overseer to try to rock Black Americans to sleep, was Barack Obama. And one of the reasons why Barack Obama has been hiding is because he sees that all them damn liberals done turned on him. Nobody goes in on Barack Obama more than the white liberal, because they got a bone to pick with him, because they spent all that damn time spending all that damn money and all those damn votes for Barack Obama to stop delineation. Remember, y'all, we ain't supposed to be regulating. We ain't supposed to be delineating. We're supposed to still be talking about vote blue no matter who. We're supposed to still be sitting here talking about yes, we can. And yes, we can done went into the hell to the gnaw era. Y'all watch this. They're saying now that all signs point to Barack Obama and the clock is ticking. Watch.
Obama's DOJ.
Here we go.
Covered it up. McCabe blocked the FBI. And white hats just dropped the proof that will bring the whole damn house down. The trap is sprung. The timeline is exposed now. And the criminals are cornered. Declassified files prove treason by the Obama administration, the FBI, the DOJ, and the global elite's deep state machine. Hillary Clinton ran a criminal empire disguised as a charity, pulling in billions from foreign enemies, oligarchs, defense contractors, and globalist cabals. FBI field agents were closing in, but Obama's DOJ ordered it all shut down. Andrew McCabe gave the kill order. No subpoenas, no informants, no evidence. Deputy Attorney General Sally Yates sent the email, quote, shut it down. Not pause, not delay, shut it down. This was never justice. It was a firewall for the cabal. White hats documented every move, every cover-up, every act of treason. They captured the emails. They intercepted the calls. They archived the evidence. And they waited for the right moment.
Freeze. What they're saying now is that they have documented evidence from liberal Democrats that were secretly documenting Barack Obama's cover-ups while he was in the White House, aka the same W liberals that you was caping for, writing laws for them instead of us, is the same ones that's throwing your ass under the bus and they want you in cuffs. Easy.
President Trump's return to power unleashed devolution-era intelligence. Files buried under Obama and Biden are exploding into the open. Arrests are already happening behind the scenes. Military oversight has reactivated the Clinton probe. This is no longer DOJ corruption. This is national security. The Clinton Foundation was never a charity. It was a laundering hub for global elites. They funneled bribes, paid off the media, fueled regime change wars, and ran trafficking pipelines. Obama's DOJ blocked subpoenas. Biden's campaign coordinated with foreign intel. CIA assets silenced the press. The UN and the World Health Organization shielded their crimes. It all collapsed once the white hats flipped the system. Remember, President Trump's words, quote, "They're not after me, they're after you, and I'm just in the way." They tried to buy him, they couldn't. They tried to destroy him and failed. Now tribunals are coming. Treason, sedition, crimes against humanity, financial fraud, election interference, public tribunals will shake the rafters of this world. Now tribunals are coming. Treason, sedition, crimes against humanity, financial fraud, election interference, public tribunals will shake the rafters of this world. Nothing can stop what is coming.
Damn, can you get any more sinners than that? Fam, we thought we seen some vampires earlier, but then here come 100 more. You see it, I see it, the world sees it. Family, when you play games with the system of supremacy, you end up in that position right there. When you love the system of supremacy more than you love your own mama, that's what happens. When you love the system of supremacy more than you love your own homeland, when you're willing to sell out black folks while pretending to be a black person so you can get the liberals in power, it all comes back to bite you. You seen what he said, you heard what he said, and family, there's a hell of a lot more people out there, and they're saying the same exact thing. You're talking about all that intellectualism that they was talking, got him. All that intelligent thought, got him. All that dancing around questions, got him. And it's all coming back to Barack Obama. And then the question remains, fam, how come nobody else is being brought up on that? They're talking about all that election interference. Y'all remember that? They're talking about what happened with Gaddafi. Remember that? Benghazi. Remember that? Notice they didn't say too much about Hillary Clinton. Where is Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton right now? They were having a whole little summit about the you-know-what files, right? And notice, fam, when it gets hot on them, guess what they're going to do? They're going to point the finger. There's going to be some deals made where they're going to say, don't get us, but we can give you Obama. And guess what all them little W liberals that they love so much? They're going to say, hey, sorry, Barack Obama, we don't need you anymore. The same way we don't need Joyless Reed, fired, Jasmine Crockett, under the bus, Roland Martin, fired 100 times. They're going to do the same exact thing. So what you're seeing is all of them lined up. Fonnie Willis, we want to go there. Alvin Bragg, we want to go there. How many times are you going to see one of these melanated folks who think that they're a part of the system of supremacy end up getting that latch across their damn back from the system of supremacy? Foundational Black Americans been calling it out. We've been predicted it. We've been forecasted it. Not because we got a magic wand, not because we have a crystal ball, not because we on some Miss Cleo stuff, because we certified. And when you certify, family, you see through everything. You're going to see the W liberals start to turn on all of their tools and break them even more. We're going to see so many broken tools, family, we're going to lose track at about 370. And I'm just talking about in 1 week, because we have made them useless. They don't need people who can't fool us into voting no more. They don't need people that can pretend that they're Black Americans in the delineation era where we calling out everything from your hairline to your jawline. When that damn forehead looks like a football field, you ain't tricking Black Americans no more. Out with the old, in with the new. So as we recap everything that we broke down on this classic broadcast, we started off showing you how you got the liberals, the dark white community, and they're all teaming up to go against the melanated mops. We talked about how all of the liberals are starting to go over to MAGA because they don't want to share no parties. And now we got all the way up to the main stage where all these things that they're saying Barack Obama did, and they're only talking about Barack Obama. And you mean to tell me there was nobody else involved? A lot of people are turning coat. They turning state. They flip-flopping. And if anybody's going to get snitched on, it's going to be him. This is why Barack Obama be hiding. This is why you don't be seeing his face, because he understands that the W liberal is going to make an example out of him. And this is why Black Americans say you can have at it, because he ain't like us. Foundational Black Americans, certified Black society, and how delineation saved the day. Remember that, family. Delineation is going to be the thing that saved the day. Regulating is going to be the thing that took us to another level. And all of us being on the same page is going to be the thing that got everybody shook. And they're going to continue to be that way because we are ushering in the positive vibe, the positive energy that's based on our lineage. Everybody else doesn't exist. Can't see them, don't know them, don't know who the hell they are. And if we don't know who the hell you are, you can't step in this building. So when Black Americans get on the same accord and Black Americans focus on self, everybody else falls. And we're providing nothing but receipts that's showing you this. When you see all of these Democratic politicians losing, and you start to see Democratic politicians not even be able to make it to the damn midterm elections, who did that? FBA did that. When you see ex-presidents and ex-vice presidents endorsements mean nothing, FBA did that. Fam, we're not talking about a damn principal in a school. We're talking about the mop melanated other person who became the president of the United States. We G-checked his ass. And then you're talking about the other melanated other person, Kamala Harris, who became the vice president. We G-checked her ass. So if you see people at the highest levels of society having to deal with this FBA delineation movement and regulating, what does that tell you about us? It tells you a few things. And these few things are a few things that I've been saying. And that is that we are untouchable, unbreakable, unmatched, and stronger than ever. It tells you that we are building, we working, we shining, we grinding. And it tells you that we are strong mentally, physically, mind, body, and soul. And it tells you that when you certified all the time. G's up, hose down. Them tethers can't swim, so their ass is about to drown. Certified salute. FBA Friday. Appreciate the love, y'all. You know. FBA always wins. Tethers can't swim. That's what it is. So when they getting locked up, don't blame it on us. When you getting locked up, you ain't us. And when you see foundational Black American certified Black society, it's okay, family. It's okay to envy. It's okay to be jealous. It's okay to be upset. It is, because we number one. And that's what you're supposed to do. There's only going to be two roles, fam. It's going to be the winner and the loser. It's going to be the player and the hater. And all these people talking about FBA, making your little videos so mad. Don't be mad that 2 people watched it. And don't be mad that thousands of people watch us. It's all in the cards, family. Foundational Black Americans, we built this country. Foundational Black Americans, we are this country. And foundational Black Americans, we run this country. And all they do is run. I love y'all. I want y'all to stay good. And remember, y'all, we looking like this and they looking like that. And when they looking like that, they can't say nothing to us. When you can't find no damn wig, family, when we wondering where the hell it went, family, that's on them. When they begging for them damn lashes, that's on them. And when they see FBA throwing up that FBA certified salute, family, and we point at all their asses and the wig is gone, hey, that's what they got to deal with. But when you see foundational Black Americans, you throw that certified salute and you say, free Huey. And that's what it is all the time. Love y'all. See y'all Monday. We were supposed to do it on Thursday. We're going to do it on Monday. Hidden Colors. Get ready. We're going to have a big show. It's going to be a party. I'm going to have all my brothers and sisters come through. We're going to rock out and we're going to do what we always do. Just have a good time. Just have a good time, family. The world is ours. We deserve this. We earned this. It's belonging to us. It's already in the cards, family. Foundational Black Americans are winning, and we're winning with a purpose. The purpose that we've always had is what we're always walking out, fam. We're living in our own destiny. We're walking in our own destiny. We're being our exceptional selves. We better than everybody else. So we're going to celebrate, and we're going to talk about Hidden Color 6. We're going to have a big FBA party. I want all my brothers and sisters to turn up, man. Y'all make sure y'all donate to the film. Y'all make sure you hold it down, and y'all make sure that you stay safe. And always remember, no matter where you go, no matter where you at, that Black is beautiful, and beautiful is always Black. Have a great weekend, y'all. Peace and love, peace and love, peace and love. Certified salute to the team. Stay good, my beautiful people. Free Huey.
Black Alpha Network. Home of Black excellence. Power to the people.